The Bible. Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that He used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding Him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book and the truth will make you free. The Hebrew and Bible Academy, you're invited.
All right, let's make sure that everyone can hear me. Make sure everyone can hear me first. Shalom, everybody. I'll make sure everyone can hear me first. Can everyone hear me? Let me see. Say Khan if you can hear me. Okay. Loud and clear. Let me make sure I got my phone on. All right. Sometimes people send me messages, let me know if some issues are going on. So yeah. All right. So everyone can hear me loud and clear, right? Y'all see I came on today. Y'all listen. I had to come fresh. You know, hey, better watch out now. So anyway, man, I'm glad to be here today. I had the video that I have for you guys to watch later up and running, but as you know, we're working on this whole net, like I said every show. So it's coming. I said that already. Had to send a Starlink back. It just is not working good enough for my area. So, but we got some fiber optics coming in the neighborhood, so hopefully that'll help us out. So right now we in the game. So we're gonna work with what we got, and I got a great show for you guys today. If it be the Most High's will, we're gonna go into some great scriptures, and of course I'm gonna take my hat up to the Most High for that. Right? I'm gonna take my hat up to the Most High for that. Right? So anyway, first and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Most High. You understand, right? In the name of His Son Yeshua and the Holy Spirit, who fuels us all to continue this race. I'm going to give a humble respect to all my elders. I want to give a shalom to all of the children of Israel, and even the ones who don't know who they are just yet, right? So today we're going to be talking about, you understand, our daily bread. We are going to be talking about our daily bread. And boy, do I have a broadcast for you tonight, right? Because guess what we gonna kill tonight? Didn't I tell you we gonna kill something tonight? I got a blade. I got a double-edged sword to kill some things tonight. See what I'm saying? So we gonna kill the vegan doctrine. We're not gonna kill the food that's helping the people who may not be able to eat flesh or meat. We're not killing that, because that's the Most High said he made that good for us. But we're going to kill the doctrine part for the people who are saying you're not supposed to be eating meat. We're going to kill that today. And we're going to show different things that we should be eating, how we should be preparing, right? Certain foods, how we can help to prepare some of our meals. Because some of the food we save, and let's be honest, when we shop for emergency food, sometimes we're shopping for food that's may not, like for instance, white flour. It's been bleached. White rice. That's not wild rice. But the problem with wild rice is, or brown rice, is that it's way too expensive for us to be able to survive. Let's be honest. Not only that, it does not store well. It's for a fact, if you know, you understand about these things. Brown rice does not store well because it has too much oil. So it's best for you to store white rice for long-term uses. That doesn't mean you can't store brown rice, but it will not store as long as white rice, which is an empty carbohydrate. It's just a sugar. White flour is just a sugar. We're going to be talking about some of these things and how you can actually be able to, fill them with nutrition outside of what they do after they process them. Okay. So yeah, before I start the show, y'all let me know if I'm looking good. I'd had to do like a few push-ups to make sure I fit up in this shirt. All right. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I want to make sure I represent Brew Fit. You understand really good. Right. Yeah. I think the brothers is out there. Don't correct me if I'm wrong. Out there in with Cleveland, Ohio body, under Deacon Yakad with Shaddai War and all them. Because I know y'all got different parts of the body there, right? So I had to represent my brother for this gift that he gave me. Y'all see the hat to match, right? And man, I'm going to be wearing this in some of my workout videos sometimes. So I'm not going to wear it often so I can keep it on point, right? And believe it or not, I might even make it a cutoff and get me another one. So that's just what I do sometimes. I like to work out with muscle shirts. So I'm going to make this thing a cutoff and be straight fly. Cincinnati, my brother. There we go. Cincinnati. Yeah, correct your brother. I don't mind standing corrected. See, I'm humble. See what I'm saying? So Cincinnati is representing. Okay. And also, another sister. I think from that same area. Brewji. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, buddy. So the sister blessed me and my wife with some clothing there. Okay. Some beautiful stuff, man. She also has, so y'all make sure the sister follows me on Facebook. I follow her on Facebook. Look at that. Virtuous, set apart, Proverbs 31. Brewji, well, boy. That's just fly right there. I like that. Virtuous, set apart. How beautiful that is. Okay, so we had to give a shout out to my brother and my sister. Also, make sure it's wintertime. Get you your Lion-born fashion jacket. You see? Yeah, support your people. Support your people in the independence that it's about. See what I'm saying? Support your people. Okay, so yeah. And don't forget to go and get your supplements. See what I'm saying? At KIIY supplements.com. I say KIIY supplements.com. Okay, because the kingdom is in you. That's what it stands for. We got on the bottle, on that bottle, it represents, these clouds represent the kingdom of heaven. And they got the keyhole in there. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, right? And they got the name of the Most High above them supplements. Female enhancement. Keep them hormones balanced. Right? Got the Hebrew writing up there. This is all for y'all. This is all for us. See? That's what Kanye was talking about there. See? That's what he was talking about there. Independence. Right? So it's not just about money. It's about the principle of us transitioning into the kingdom of the Most High and the kingdom of Christ. Okay, so yeah, I actually, you have to change it up sometimes when you come on here. I feel fun, I feel fly. You know what I'm saying? That nice royal blue. Yeah. Yeah, true blue. That's what it do. But all jokes aside, I know my wife is probably like, man, my husband is crazy. King Tazawar, Shalom for this beautiful brew fitness, my brother. Right? So yeah, we're going to we can talk about a lot of these things at the end of the show, but we have to jump straight in. So I'm happy to be here. And so let me get my notes because there's a few things we're going to talk about. First, let's get this out the way. Once again, you have our brother, because I know it's all praises to the Most High. The Most High got me fresh and clean. I'm just an empty vessel. He got to represent for somebody who the Holy Spirit resting inside of us. Got to keep that ourselves holy and clean, right? And sometimes you got to get it out the mud, get dirty, and stay humble. But right now is the time to be clean. So anyway, it's all in the news, and I hear a lot of people. This is what I don't want with our people, for us to get, you understand, tossed to and fro, with what's going on in the news. So we got our brother Kanye, or Ye, that's what he wants to be called. You know, people have to get. We didn't watch him that much to know all that, but forgive me, Ye, Mr. Brother Ye. He is in the news and he's being persecuted for telling the truth. Have I become your enemy because I tell you the truth? And a lot of our own people is going against them. See, me, I'm just waiting. You understand, to the end, as the scripture says, right? Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. I'm going to take this hat off because I'm about to get in. So, better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. So I'm just really not really too focused on it, but I do see and I do acknowledge it, because why? I see the hate against our brother. I see a person like Willie D from the place that I'm at, who I used to look up to. And, you know, he had the ghetto boys, the whole world is a ghetto, talking about the things that our people went through. This is the thing. I think our people are jumping to conclusion too much first. That's why the scripture says better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. All these celebrities is jumping with him instead of calling him out his name. We all know Puffy then came out long ago with the what is it, Diana Ross song, I'm coming out. When I was little, I didn't know what I'm coming out meant. Now I know what it means. I want the world to know, gotta let it show. And he used it as a sample. And I was in the music business personally, so I know personal stories about this dude. And let me tell you, it's dealing with the letter group for himself. So I don't really want to hear nothing Puffy got to say. I'm going to keep it real with you. Not that people can't repent, but I don't want to hear nothing that this brother's got to say. I'm talking about, I heard two personal stories. I have two personal stories. A lot of y'all don't know. Before the truth, I was on a radio station. Also, I actually ran my own internet radio station to the point that where we was getting ready to get on Sirius Radio. It was called The Hotspot. And I used to bring down famous artists. And by the way, I was working at the car wash at the time, so my hustle gang was tight. Me and my roommate, the Playboy, we had a internet radio station. Okay, so there was a main radio station in Texas, and we rented our spot to get on and have our own show. We brought down people like China White, Gangsta Boo, Tom Tom from Dallas, like big artists in that time, making it a band who Puffy had. We did songs with these people, Chopper, Dial on the Dillinger, all that, right? So I did this. I ran my own radio show. Okay, so I said that to say I came up in a time where, my game was I was just always hustling, trying to work hard, man. And I come from Houston, where the mindset have always been independence, but I'm now seeing our own people, not all of them, but going against our brother for saying we are JEWS. See? And because Willie D, once again, he's hanging with this mayor here who believes in this letter group stuff. And he's so focused on Democrat and not even understanding that this brother might be speaking some truth. And he might be actually speaking similarities to what you believe that our people may be going through, instead of you just condemning your brother right away. You see what I'm saying? So be patient. You got people like Lil Boosie. Let me tell you, I'm not here to be bringing up all these celebrities, but I believe that these brothers still love our people too. But I believe They have no wisdom and they have no patience. You can't serve the Most High without patience. And you just, just talking down on your brother. You understand? So this is the thing. Kanye is going face to face to people that's acting like Judas, which is one of them is Puffy. Right? So he got to call it out. Now, whether the brother's being used for control's opposition, I don't get into all that. Like I said, I wait for the end. I'm staying focused on what we doing. Y'all see me here, what I'm doing. Focusing on the winners to come. Whoever wakes up in the truth, praise the Most High. And I pray for them that they do. Because I know that this is a war and it's not easy. And don't forget, some of us who came into this truth, we had a transition too. We were not perfect right away. Some of us in that first 1 to 3 years was tripping sometimes. I was an elder, so I know everything of how this thing works. You have to transition. We all had the transition. You see, some of us was calling on Yahweh or thought that was the name, all this. Listen, let that brother go through his transition too. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, we're not going to stay on that, but we had to bring it out because they saying, hey, Adidas is supposed to drop them, Balenciaga, all these places. Listen, a man can gain all that and lose his whole soul. So just like Moses, I'm not calling this brother Moses. I said just like Moses. You see, he don't care about that. He's showing y'all that every day by wearing these weird clothes that stuff don't matter. When he says white lives matter, these people jump into conclusion thinking that's what he really means. He's trying to provoke thought, people. You see what I'm saying? And that's what these people don't understand. So they fighting for BLM and don't even know that this is ran by actual people who serve the devil himself, witches. It's already been shown that these people did not use that money for our people. So anyway, we done with that. We're going into wintertime where people are saying that, that this famine may be more worse off than we actually think. And I don't think I can say enough that it's time to put our heads together. It's time to, and not just talk about it. It's time to actually make sure that we are saving food, water, and the necessities that we're going to need for us and our children and our families. And I'm not waiting on the last minute people. Okay. And I'm not telling everybody go get a bunch of people and get together and get some land, do this and that. I'm not saying that. There's situations for at hand, and there's situations that you plan for emergencies, because you see what I'm saying? You can have a lot of chaos and mess. So that's why everything is done through leadership and elders. You see what I'm saying? Because regardless you get on that land, you still got to follow the rules and the laws of the Most High through that main leader. So I wouldn't really do anything without leadership. Don't do anything without counsel, because that's how you're going to be. You're going to have a downfall. We've been through this in all our years of being in the truth, trying to live with people. Let me tell you, it's rough. A man needs his own house, his own situation where he can be comfortable and rule his own house. It's just confusion happens outside of that. There will always be some type of servants, and it's okay to be a servant to great men. It's nothing wrong with that. We're all servants to the Most High. What's wrong with that, right? So just understand, as we go into the wilderness, we have to be able to listen to order. But with all that being said, let's get into it. Okay, we're not going to just jump to scripture just yet. We wanted to talk about that first subject of, for instance, we're saving some food, right? For example, even outside of saving food, some of us don't even drink water. A lot of black people do not drink water. I had to bring this topic up since we're talking about our daily bread. The Most High put certain food here for us to eat to nurture us and our souls. Some of us do not eat water. Some of us do not eat the herbs that he put here for meat, which are vegetables. That's why I had to come out with this supplement right here to try to transition people. The green superfood. That's why I had to come out with certain things like this to help people actually be able to transition, not just to only take that, but to hopefully transition into drinking water, because it tastes like some juice when you're tasting this green powder, and to actually transition them into getting them some nutrient, because this is a supplement, but you still want to make sure that you're actually eating what the Most High put here, guys. This is very important. I made BCAAs, which are branched chain amino acid. It tastes like Kool-Aid when you're drinking, because some people is still, regardless of what you tell them, not drinking water. So I'd rather them drink that, which is still going to help them so they don't die off, okay, and help them transition, because we need to be eating what the Most High has put here before us if we want to make it. We're put in a body, which is our temple. We must maintain the temple. If the temple starts to mold on the inside, if the bricks start to continue to crack and decay on the outside, guess what? The temple will soon fall. If the foundation gets weak, if the roof gets weak, it will cave in. The same thing for the body of the Most High. We must, and I'm not talking, I mean, we must. I'm not talking about from the law dictionary where must means may. I mean, we really must actually make sure our diets are on point, people. Okay, so some of us, when we was young, we wouldn't even drinking water. We was eating candy all day, drinking soda till we got liver splash. Because why are you getting liver splash? Because your liver is a organ that filters out your body. The liver produces something called bile to help you to digest your food. That's that green and orange and stuff, alkaline stuff coming out the body when you slaughter an animal. That's what that is. Your liver is a filter. So we're going to go into how the liver, the kidneys, the caul, all of the fat and the blubber, we don't be eating that stuff either, because the Most High told us to burn that stuff, because these things were, we didn't eat that. Now, kidneys involve things when it comes to the hormones and things like that. They're also a filter, right, for liquids. So you have to understand how important it is to eat your greens, to get your vitamin K1, right? To eat your meat since the curses have came, to get your vitamin K2, and it needs to be a lot of times grass-fed meat. To eat your fats, right? To eat your healthy fats so your body can produce the right amount of cholesterol, because the body produces cholesterol. So you going in there buying that oil that says no cholesterol. I mean, guess what? We need healthy fats to produce natural cholesterol in our body. You see? So we need to start learning the right salts to eat, because a lot of people just don't understand how important it is what's on your table. And the reason why I have a video of a sister cooking, because she's using natural stuff and she's doing it in a natural way. She's not using MSG. You understand how we go to some of these restaurants and they might sprinkle a little MSG in there. You see what I'm saying? So listen, guys, we're going to go into some of these things, because our people, if we're not able to run or jog or do certain things, the Most High is going to take care of, some of the people may be in a wheelchair, all these different things. But let me tell you, you who are able-bodied and are wasting your life and wasting your time and not trying to get in shape, it may be very hard for you to make it in this time. As a father, my children are homeschooled because I don't want them influence of what's going on inside of the world. I just don't want that. And I'm making sure I understand to prepare them for the times to come. I don't care about them learning all of this knowledge of Esau, which is a waste. I want them to learn the knowledge of the Most High and the basics of life that we all needed to get through. And if they want to study some type of field or something, there's books, there's the internet, there's classes that could be taken online, all that. You see what I'm saying? There's college that could be taken online. Yeah, you could do all of the same things without having your children influence. I really believe that we're coming into a time where it's getting so weird of human trafficking, child sex trafficking, women's sex trafficking, that the fathers need to start working hard, and maybe the mother can. This is not law, like Paul said. This is opinion for the times that's set ahead. Women maybe trying to work at home or whatever the case may be, so she could be at home with them children, and y'all can see what's going on with your children every day. So one day you're not getting ready to dip to the wilderness, and then you realize your son or your daughter have became like some of the daughters that Lot had to leave behind. Not the ones he took with him, but the ones he left behind. We need to start thinking ahead, planning ahead, understanding that this money we have may not always be there. So food, shelter, raiment, all of the things that Elder Rawchaa and the elders have been telling us to prepare, that we're taking it serious. 2023 is coming. This experiment will be done. And they're saying a lot of different things are going to be happening. This thing that's going on in Chicago, of this so-called purge law. Listen, we're not saying this to scare you. I know it sounds like so much things going on at one time, like that it talks about him, not first Baruch, right? But the Baruch in the suit of epigrapher, Right? I think that's third Baruch. So let me tell you, he's second or third Baruch, I forget, but he's talking about all of the times that will be mingled together. You see, and how, listen, it's going to be some things that happen, some things that take place of the other. This is how they have us now, all over the place. It's war over here. Is it? Forget all that. Stay focused on the family, getting the house in order. Let the elders of the Most High do the rest. We can't be hearing people, oh, elder, I know this doctrine. What you think about? That's too all over the place. We gotta transition very smoothly into the wilderness, and we need to start understanding order. We need to start understanding family. Get to know your wife, get to know your husband, get to know your children. Get to know them children, let me tell you, because the devil understands that they will be, some of them, leading us into, right, the land of Israel before Christ comes back. There will be some of them will grow up to be leaders, and we'll get old. Who knows? So regardless if that's the case or not, those are souls we have to take care of to make sure that we are bringing forth new righteous generations into the kingdom of Israel. Okay? So, for example, let's start here. We have white flour, right? White flour is a empty carbohydrate. Is it against the law to eat to survive? No, it's not. Back in the days, the bread was more dense. Okay? The bread was more dense, meaning it had more nutrition, minerals, and vitamins before it was being processed. So now because of the curses of Adam with the bugs, they're spraying things, they're doing different things to process food, and the nutrients are lacking. I don't care how healthy we eat, even if we eat organic. Let me tell you, some things they can call organic that may not fully be organic. For instance, chicken broth. How can you call that really organic? Because even my chickens, they eat food scraps. I guess we can call them organic for that. But they're going to eat some bugs in the field. They're going to eat what they want to eat. And yeah, they're all clean. But I'm saying, like, sometimes they go overboard with the gluten-free. Listen, gluten is in bread. It's a glue that helps to keep the bread stuck together when you're making bread. So they're calling everything gluten-free. Of course, juice ain't supposed to have gluten. So everything is starting to be used as marketing. Right? I still buy organic, but I'm saying I do know some things. It's like, okay, it's a little overboard with that one. Free-range chickens don't necessarily have to be called organic. You get what I'm saying? So sometimes they just go overboard with these things. My chickens are, you understand, free-range chickens. But all of the food that they eat sometimes is not organic. Sometimes you'll buy a fruit or vegetables that says number 3 is labeled number 3 or number 4. That is called grown. It's like basically normal grown, but it have pesticides on it that you have to clean off with baking soda or vinegar. But it still was grown the same way that an organic fruit was grown. It's just sprayed. Okay, it was conventionally grown. That's what I mean. So that's not organic, but that doesn't mean that you understand your chickens are eating pesticides, or the vice versa, that it is organic. So they just be all over the place trying to confuse you. But it's up to you and your family to do the research just to really make sure you're not eating any genetically modified things or bioengineering type of things, right? Or things that contain so much soy where your estrogen levels are going to rise up. Where you're not overeating food in the microwave where your estrogen levels are going to rise up. That's why we sell female enhancements to balance off the hormone. That's why we sell ultra testosterone to bring the men's testosterone up. It is a war for our daily bread. Corn. I do not eat corn if it does not say organic corn, because I do not want genetically modified corn or wheat in my body. But that's me. This is my temple. So watch what you put on the table for your daily bread. They're putting salmon and fruit, tomatoes, all that. It's nothing wrong with putting your hand to the plow to grow some of these things. But you'll find out that how true the scriptures are, where even you will have to spray some things on there. They may be natural organic pesticides, or unless your soil is so good the way you really don't have to spray nothing, or unless you know how to companion plant to put certain garlic and certain things around your food where you don't have to spray. But everyone may not know that. So what am I saying ultimately with all this? Because I know it sounds like I'm all over the place right now. No, I'm not. It's time to put our minds and set our minds back to Jerusalem, like the scripture says, right? So let's focus and watch what we put in our bodies, because everything is turning into bioengineering, right? So let's go to this flour once again. It's empty carbs. What does empty carbs do to your body? Empty carbohydrates, guys, it really does not, the body's like a computer. It does not know where to go. It stores as empty fats. It does. It just stores in your body where you grow the most fat at. Okay? So if you're not working out to burn that stuff off, if you're not eating vegetables to complement that empty carbohydrate or sugar, you're going to be worse off. Because a lot of black people, what they put on their table is meat and rice and gravy. It's good. But sometimes I'm asking, like, where are the vegetables? And we wonder why we have colon disease. We wonder why we're having ulcers and stomach problems. We're eating iodized salt. We're eating the worst oils in the world. And I'm not blaming us. It's time for us to start to realize iodized salt is not made for us. Sea salt is made for us. Olive oil, avocado oil, things that are healthy fats are for us so that we can live longer. You see what I'm saying? Because if you don't do this, you're leaving yourself open for the people in the hospital and the demons to pretty much just take you out, because you're the one who's opening the door to them to take you out. It's just like a plant. When that plant is not healthy, the bugs come to devour it. The bugs don't always come to devour the plant, guys. A lot of times they're coming to devour the plant if that soil is not healthy and that plant is not healthy, because it's dehydrated, because the soils today are very weak, which is why you have to bring life back inside of the soil. So a lot of the bugs will come and eat them because they're programmed to know this thing is dead. I need to help to take it down. This is facts. I've watched documentaries on this. And by the way, for you vegans out there, go and watch the documentary. I forget the name of it, but it's talking about how the plants are living and how they communicate. How you think the thing that catches flies knows how to catch flies? These things are living. So when you kill them and take them from the roots, take a watermelon from it, notice how it starts to die quicker. When you take the apple from the tree, the bananas off, notice how they start to die quickly, more than them actually staying on there. They are alive too. So don't just try to get on the people that's talking about, oh, you eat meat, you killing animals. I'm going to kill that today. Because you're killing living. How do you think you get so healthy when you eat them? Because they're living. You're not eating something dead. You're eating something that's living. But once you take it off, it starts to die away too. How long do you think cilantro going to last if you just keep it on the outside? Well, you can keep it in water, or you can keep it like this. They wouldn't have no refrigerators in the past. So I'm finna murder that doctrine. I'm not going to murder the good food that the Most High put to eat, but I'm going to murder it. Okay, Himalayan sea salt, kosher salt, all of these things are good salts. Salt, you understand, from the sea or laying on the caves, all of that's good salt, but not processed salt, okay? Don't forget, they're paying more money to take salt out of the sea in these places to actually put chemicals in it. No different than they're telling you that vitamin K in the hospital is that. That's not vitamin K. That's a poison. No different than they're telling you is iodine in that. That's not no iodine. You see? It already has iodine in everything in the sea. We have to start to study to show ourselves approved. We just listen to everything that these people say. Or you're going to be getting all of these diseases because you're not sticking to the daily bread the Most High told us to eat and the diet he told us to eat. He tells you, suffer my sacrifice not to come without salt of the covenant. We must eat salt, but we need to eat the salt that he made. Okay, so what can you do to make that empty flour on point? Okay, I got some things here you can put in there. No different than you buy that organic bread. What do you usually see on there? Pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds. You see what I'm saying? Chia seeds, little nuts and things like that. You can either crush them. You can put, what do I have here? Put some dense nutrients in there. You can put some of this green powder in there and some of your bread. Yes, you can. You can put moringa powder, like any green powder. You can put flax, right? You can put grinded up flax. You can put whole flax. You can put seed, once again, nuts, chia. You can put, you understand, all of these things in there, in this flour. Every time I even make some pancakes or something, I'm adding some of this nutrition inside of my flour so that you can have fiber for your body to digest. A lot of us are lacking fiber to help our bodies digest because you're continuing to eat this weak flour. We need to add stuff to it if we're going to buy that type of flour. Yes, there's whole grain flour, but sometimes we complain that it does not make our bread right and all that. So you have to figure out what's best for your family, but make sure everything you eat has nutrients in there to preserve the temple of the Most High. White rice. I personally like to eat brown rice or wild rice in my house. I do have a lot of white rice here too, but my preference is actually brown rice because the Most High made things to digest slow into our body, to break down slow into our body. As bodybuilders, if you know professional bodybuilders, they like to eat white rice because it breaks down very quickly and it gives them quick carbs and quick calories. You see what I'm saying? So that's why they like to eat that. But it was not meant when the Most High made things for them to do that. You see what I'm saying? It was not meant for us to be eating the salt so small. It was supposed to be coarse. So the Most High made things to slowly break down. And all the food that he made, I'm giving y'all a game here. All the food that he made was to make you stay in shape and healthy, to be lean. Meaning, and I'm not talking about lean like somebody who's dehydrating themselves. I'm talking about a healthy weight for everybody depending on your genetics. That food was made to keep you like that as it digests slowly into the digestive tract. Y'all not hearing what I'm saying here. And I know a lot of people are saying, hey, I juice, I do this. They didn't have no, I juice too. But I want you to understand this. Understand what you're gonna do when you transition. You're gonna have to start eating real fruits and vegetables because there was no juicers. There was no juices. You just ate the fruits. If you didn't use the mortar and pestle, you just ate the fruits. There was no juices. There was no refrigerators. Everything was eaten fresh. That's another thing. We have to start eating things fresh. Now, when, of course, in an emergency situation, you're going to have canned foods, things that's stored. We got to do that for the wintertime. But a lot of things were eaten fresh. Okay? So I got to just keep it real. See, this is the thing. I'm gonna preach y'all the reality. We're spoiled. We juicing, cold juice, and hey, ain't had no juices. So we need to be thankful, even in captivity, of what we have. We gonna kill that raw food doctrine and all of that too. There's a lot of food we're supposed to eat raw, but I'm gonna kill it to where some foods you're supposed to be eating cooked. Cause you ain't got no juicer in the past for no sweet potato. Yeah, I just juiced my sweet potatoes. Okay, that's actually good. You should. But if we don't have a juicer, you're going to need to roast it or cook it. And it's very good. It actually brings out what the Most High, the sweet savor the Most High expected to come out of it. You see? You ain't going to go around cut no raw potato and eat no raw potato. Okay? So people get sick when they try to go on a raw everything. Because your body is not used to that. And the Most High never intended for everything to be like that. After the curses of Adam, I'm talking about. See? Yeah, I'm going to bring it to y'all. So what can you do with the rice? A lot of things that they do overseas with white rice is they'll put lentils inside of it. Because lentils have a lot of vitamins and minerals. And they're very dense in nutrition. They like to put like a little lentils in the rice. If you ever seen that. You don't have to put that much lentils or your rice is going to be done. It's going to be horrible. Right? That's something you can complement an empty carb like white rice. Another thing is you can put turmeric inside of it. You know how they have that yellow rice? A lot of times we'll do that because turmeric is very powerful and it has anti-inflammation properties. But how do you absorb turmeric? We sell it on my site and we have to have black pepper with it. It's called bioperine. That's the scientific name for it, to be able to absorb turmeric. So in your food, you got a little black pepper on that chicken or whatever in that gravy, and you got the turmeric in that white rice, and now you're absorbing turmeric in your body to help your body have anti-inflammation when you're eating. The food is supposed to be anti-inflammation. And see, I'm going to show you some foods on here where even Dr. Sebi said some of these foods that God didn't make. I'm not listening to all that. Do I sell organic Irish sea moss that he said? Yeah, that's a proven fact. It's a proven fact. I sell that, the bladder rack and the burnout group. But guess what? I'm not finna listen to everything that he's saying, talking about the Most High to make broccoli, this and that. I believe there's some things that he didn't make, but not everything that he was actually saying, guys. It's not true. And let me tell you why, because some of you get tossed to and fro to every wind of doctrine. Let me tell you why. Do you remember this brother sitting in the bed smoking the devil's plant? Did God make that plant? Did God make that plant? He was sitting in there, with some women in the bed smoking a blunt. So he's telling you, carrots ain't real, this ain't real, all of that ain't real. Let me tell you. But he's smoking that weed too. So you be simple as a days old, following everything that a man who's not of God is talking about. And I'm not, rest his soul. But listen, let me tell you, he was smoking that weed too. So if you're a whole Dr. Sebi follower, you might as well be smoking the devil's plant. So I'm not finna let nobody tell me what the Most High said in here that he called good to not eat when you're a man and you're not even following the Most High. You're smoking the devil's plant, period. See, some of y'all be trying to sound all deep, but you're very shallow. Like the edge of the sea. Like the edge of the beach. Let's stick to the Most High and his doctrine. Okay? We do know in Africa they dug grounds where the clay is to keep food cool. But let me tell you, there wasn't no refrigerator like the one we got today. There wasn't no juicers. Okay? So let's transition and understand the importance of food today. And how beautiful the Most High made it for that sweet savor that went up to heaven. Okay? So those are some things, those are just some examples of how you can actually make sure that when you're putting things in your food, even if you're like, hey, I don't really like to eat a lot of vegetables, you should. But transition like this. Start putting a little green powder in your food. Start adding that inside of your dishes. Little by little. Even the seasonings, when you dry them, and the herbs, all that's vitamins and minerals. That's the Most High made us to eat all of these things. The dry herbs, the fresh herbs. So everything you eating, you're actually getting. I know you say not eating. Yeah, you know what I mean. So everything that you're eating is filled with nutrition. Okay? So let's show a few foods that they have proven how perfect the Most High is, how he actually made certain foods to look like some of our organs that are actually good for our organs. Okay, so let's go into some of these really quick. So later on, like I said, we're going to go into that video. We're going to go into that video about, the sister, my Benjamite sister, cooking that good old West Indian food. That's what they call us, West Indian, but we call them Benjamites. So one moment here. Give me one moment. Let me actually fix this really quick. Okay. One moment, guys. One moment. I'm pulling it up right here. There we go. So, foods that resemble our body parts. Hopefully you guys can see it. One moment. One moment. What is going on here? Why can't I transition over here? What happened to my transition? Oh my goodness. Hold on, y'all. Y'all bear with me real quick. Lord have mercy. Can y'all see? Let me know if you can see what I have on the screen. Cause I don't know if this thing updated. I'm like, what is going on here today? Can y'all see what I have on here? Say con if you can see what I have on here. What do you see? You see it? You see the tomato and the mushroom? Let me know if you see that. Oh, man, this thing might have updated. I'm like, man, what is going on? Anyway, this program I'm using didn't update it. Anyway, so that's good. So I guess I'm sitting here lost. I'm like, I don't see the button to transition anymore. So anyway, let's go to it. So here we go. We have tomatoes. Okay, so first, the tomato, right, is actually one of the first food, and I'll read it for you here. It says a tomato has 4 chambers and is red in color. Also, also the heart is red and has 4 chambers. Research has confirmed that tomatoes are loaded with lycopene, and it is indeed pure heart and blood food. The lycopene in tomatoes reduces the risk for heart disease in men and women who eat them, and when mixed with a little fat like olive oil or avocado, it will boost the body's lycopene absorption nearly tenfold. So that's just one example right there. We're not going to go into all of the examples, but we want to show how perfect the Most High is in His creation. As you put your hands to the plow, when you start to learn more about plants, you start to learn like, wow, the Most High He is so perfect in all of His ways. Let's go to the mushroom really quick. A mushroom, when sliced in half, resembles the shape of the human ear. Mushrooms improve hearing abilities since they contain vitamin D, which is healthy for the bones, especially the 3 tiny bones in the ear that transmit sound to the brain. Check it out. Check that out. Let's go to the next one, guys. Right? Let's go to the avocado. Avocado and pears are good for health and functioning of the womb and cervix of the female and look just like these 2 organs. Modern research shows that when a woman eats one avocado a week, it balances the birth hormone, sheds unwanted birth weight, and can even prevent cervical cancer. It takes exactly 9 months to grow an avocado from blossom to ripen fruit, just like a human baby. There are said to be over 14,000. What does that say? That's very small. What? Oh, I forgot this computer is a touchscreen. Excuse me, y'all. One moment. Good Father. Oh man, I didn't listen. I didn't went too far. What did I do? Lord have mercy. I am not good with technology. Let me just, there we go. Excuse me, y'all. I'm sorry about that. I forgot this nigga touchscreen. It even, oh, Father. Modern research shows that when a woman eats 1 avocado a week, it balances the birth hormones, sheds unwanted birth weight, and can even prevent cervical cancer. It even takes exactly 9 months to grow an avocado from blossom to ripen fruit, just like a human baby. There are said to be over 14,000 photolytic chemicals, constituents of nutrition in each one of these foods. Excuse me, guys, for that. I forgot that this computer is touchscreen. So, yeah, so that's another example. Let's go to how celery, rhubarb, bok choy, and more look just like bone structure. These foods specifically target the bone strength. Bones are made up of 23% sodium, and these foods have sodium in them. If you don't have enough sodium in your diet, the body pulls it from the bones, making them weak. These foods replenish the skeletal needs of the body. So, guys, let me tell you. So, y'all laughing at me? Let me tell you, you see how perfect the Most High is in all His ways? Let me tell you, boy, let's go down to a few more. Figs are full of seeds, and you know the Most High talks about the fig tree a lot, are full of seeds and hang in tubes when they grow. Studies have shown that figs increase the mobility of male production and increase the production count, as well as overcoming male sterility. Let me tell you. Yeah, y'all see this? Look at the wine. Right? Look at the wine. Christ wasn't just drinking wine. Everything the Most High made, he said, I saw that it was good. Red wine, which is rich in antioxidants and polyphenols, including powerful resveratrol, looks like blood when you drink it. You're really loading up on healthy stuff that protects against destructive things in the blood, like LDL cholesterol, which can cause heart disease. There's also blood thinning compound in red wine, so it reduces blood clots, which are associated with stroke and heart disease. We already knew that, but ginger, we'll read the last one. Ginger looks like the stomach, and it also aids in digestion. Indians and Chinese have been using it for over 5,000 years to calm stomach and cure nausea and motion sickness. It also slows down the growth rate in bowel tumors. So you know how Esau is always trying to find out the creation of the Most High. A lot of things that he tried to find out is also good things too. Not everything, because he's trying to go to the depths of the ocean and space. But we can take some of this good of the research that they've shown of how perfect the Most High is in all his ways, which is more why we should be taking in these things for our daily bread. Now, we know wine, you need to include all of these things in moderation. You can't overdo any of these things that you eat here. Everything must be done in moderation. Just because something's good for you don't mean that you overeat it. So this is the thing, man. This is the thing. We want to be eating healthy foods, not only just eating healthy foods. We also need to supplement where we can. We need to supplement, because let me tell you, a lot of the foods, even though we're eating some of these foods, the ground is cursed. So if you ain't calling Big Stan or certain people like Big Stans, or watching certain videos and studying of how to bring life back to your soil, you have dull soil that's growing bitter fruit and vegetables. Because a lot of times we get in the garden, and then when it does grow, it's bitter, because you have not taken care and put worm castings. You have not put worms in there. You have not caused an environment where worms can come. When worms and arthropods come inside your soil, there's life coming in your soil to make sure that your food comes out sweet instead of bitter. The plant is disgusting to you. That's how I'm telling you it's alive. For y'all who talking about you killing animals, yeah, you killing food too, because the plants communicate too. They're telling you, I've had a bitter life because you did not take care of my soil. You did not dress me with the things that the Most High made to dress me with. The cows eat the grass. You see what I'm saying? They're supposed to be eating grass and not just focus on eating some corn or something like that. So they can now produce vitamin K2, which you need to eat in your body to make sure that the D3 and the vitamin K2 that your body's supposed to produce naturally work together to put the calcium in your bones so you don't get osteoporosis. You didn't know that, did you? So those cows don't need to be eating genetically modified things. So that's why I get grass-fed beef. Because when Lot and Abraham were on the earth, their cows were eating grass. See, they were not eating genetically modified corn and things like that. They can't produce the K2 that the body needs, because K2 is a very rare thing for your body to get. We need to start to understand what we put on our table. That's what we're talking about today, our daily bread. We're talking about our daily bread. And a lot of us are lacking. Black women walk around like I'm the finest thing on earth, which you are. But we got to, get that girdle back, because you've been cursed, for you not to have that small waist anymore. Because after you had that baby, some of you keep it, but some of you don't. So what you gonna do? Just sit around? We got the end times coming, and how your husband gonna pick you up and run? Got to get it back right. Got to get it back right. You see, in this world, only the strong survives. So let's make sure that we do what we're needing to do for our temples and our health. So we went through that, right? We went through those. One moment here. We went through those body parts there. So it just transitions on its own. I like that. I love it. Right? Look at some more of that. We got the carrots for the eyes, the beans for the kidneys, right? You see, you got the citrus, right, for the women. You see, you got the walnuts for the brain. Let me tell you guys. Let me tell y'all. It's time to put away the pot bellies. It's time to put away, you got to keep wearing the waist trainer every time you put the dress on. It's time to get the stomach. It's time to work. It's time to work. It's time to get in exercise groups. It's time to get back healthy. This is not no shaming thing. This is about somebody being real with you to heal you. When Christ is coming around, you're like, you're going to be healed as unto your faith. You're going to be healed as unto your faith. I'm not asking you, nobody to be no bodybuilder, but you need that. We was not supposed to have a certain amount of weight, so our heart is like our engine. You're going to wear out your engine where you end up having a heart attack. And then you want someone to help you at the last minute when you're on your deathbed, where it's possibly too late. These things are preventative measures. So the same time it took you to do these bad habits is sometimes the same time, or not. It ain't going to take the same time, but it's going to take a lot of work and some time to break the bad habit. We listen, we worry about feelings too much. Now, I'm here to be real with y'all. I'm here to help you to survive. Somebody got to tell you straight. I don't get no benefit of going around shaming people, but listen. I got to keep it real with y'all like Christ kept it real with the disciples, period. Let me tell you. So, and like we had the men's conference. We had the men's conference, and the men's conference was beautiful in Houston. I mean, tears were shed, all that. Let me tell you, it was beautiful, man. These young men learn things, and we even tell them, hey, and they know they elder gonna keep it real because I love them. I want them to love themselves so they can be, able to love someone else, not just get married to someone for a tool. Make sure you take care of yourself and love yourself before you get with another woman. Let me tell you why. You saying, well, and I'm not putting you out there, but you got to make sure before you talking about how a woman looks, that you make sure you look the part and handling your business. Right? And my brothers, they all agree like, man, that's real. That's right. Because we be saying, hey, we need this. We need her to look like this and that. Okay, make sure you fit that first. Because you're going to be over her and ruling her. She's going to be looking to you as the example. Or you're going to cause her to go on what she shouldn't be doing on Instagram. Like, you going to cause, your man to be, hey, listen, y'all not being real with yourselves. Y'all not being real with yourselves. So you better eat. If you eat what the Most High said to eat, you don't got to go through this. Everything he told us to eat was going to keep us in shape. So they attacked the food on purpose. So I'm not telling y'all this for no reason. The soy is high in the food, making the men not be able to get back tight. So that's why I think I sell natural testosterone to keep you back tight and protein to keep you back tight. That's why I sell female enhancements, because they estrogen levels is too high and they don't know they pump testosterone too to help them lose that belly fat after pregnancy. That's why I'm selling this stuff, not just to make money. That's why people is losing weight. People is losing a lot of weight from my supplements because I had a purpose behind it. It wasn't just to make no money. I'm not getting rich off of this. See, so this is the thing. I feel good that I'm helping people. Okay? This is what it's about. So, we're going to get ready to go into some scriptures really quick to show that what the Most High made, it was good. He saw that it was good. And I'm not, and you're not going to let any man or woman tell you anything otherwise. We have people bringing out doctrines of, we shouldn't be eating bread. We shouldn't be drinking milk. It got mucus in there. We finna kill all that mess. Because they're right in a sense. But you have to buy the right milk that does not have the cows getting fed the wrong things. You have to buy the right wheat that is not genetically modified. So don't just say something without studying to show yourself approved to tell the people the right thing. Or you're going to be making the Most High look like he's not perfect when he is. You just jump to something instead of finishing your research. There's organic bread. There's organic milk. See? There's goat milk. See? Let me tell you, hey, don't eat meat. Oh, we finna kill that thing. The Bible said, the Bible didn't say that. I'm finna show you exactly what the Bible said. And I'm finna show you how you are not better than Yeshaya. You are not better than the angels either. See? And I'm not saying that some people who was eating that it's not good for them to eat if that's what their body needs. I eat a lot of vegetables and I love them, but I'm also going to eat something that was required after the time of the curse of Adam. Of course, before that, he was eating the herbs and the fruits. But after the curses, the earth is cursed. So now you're going to have to do things of the flesh until you learn how to get back to the spirit. I'm just saying, man. Yeah, raw milk is healing. So we're going to bring all of these people who think they're so wise back up to this so we can help them make it to the kingdom of heaven. For they fall and get tossed, like the Bible said, to and fro. Don't bring after this class, whoever's on this class, make sure first of all, hit that like button. Hit that like button right now. Everybody hit it. If you love the Most High, hit that like button. If you don't love him, don't hit it. Hit that like button. They probably like, Elder, how you gonna do that to us? Don't do that. Right? Yeah. So we're gonna go to Genesis 1 and 29 first. Hit that like button. I like everything the Most High made. Just saying. So I have my eastward up here on my other computer. And we're gonna go to Genesis 1 and 29 here. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Listen, we're gonna kill this. And then we come with a fly video. And hopefully, like I said, my computer plays smooth. We come with a fly video. See? Yeah, it's going down. Let me roll my sleeves up. I'm getting ready to go to battle. Pull my sword out. Uh-oh. Listen, I got Judah 12 with me. I got Elder Dale with me. Yeah. He holding my armor right now, making sure, hey, it's going down. He my armor bearer is, hey, I hope you're ready. Because this is why I'm bringing this on our daily bread. We need to be saving food and water so that we can prepare for the times to come. So we don't have to take this thing that they put in your right hand on your head to get your food. We need to make sure what type of food we're saving and what type of food we're eating to prepare us for the times to come. And we also need to make sure that we don't get too caught up in trying to be too high knowledge, because knowledge puffs up. You see what I'm saying? But that really ain't no knowledge what they bring in the vegan doctrine. It's no knowledge at all. Vegetarian and vegan doctrine is trash. It's really below elementary in the scriptures. It's below milk. It's before a baby starts drinking milk. It's simple, not as a day is old, but it's simple before a day was made. Let's prove it. Genesis 1 and 29. All righty here. Listen, I'm excited to practice swinging the sword, huh? So, and the Most High said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, okay, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree, and to everything that, one moment, and in the which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed, to you it shall be for meat. Let's see what that means for meat. Let's go into the Hebrew. Meat, H402, food, consume, devour, and eat. So that's what when he says I gave that to you for meat, he's telling you that I gave that to you not as meat, but I gave that to you to eat and to consume. Okay? Pretty basic, pretty good understanding for you, right? Very simple, right? Verse 30, and to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat. And it was so. So he gave the animals the grass to eat, even the birds. Okay? So they were eating grass until they had to start also hunting and killing each other after Adam. So we understand that before Adam, there was going to be everlasting life. And the Most High would transition Adam. Not the other way around of eating from the tree of good and evil and having this knowledge like the devil, right? To do certain things the Most High didn't want Adam to do. So we understand that even in the kingdom, the lion is going to be eating grass and hay and different things like that again. So after the curse, that's when we have to start dealing with flesh, since we started to think in the flesh. Okay? So let's go to 31. And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day. So he saw that it was good, but because we didn't listen, things changed. And we have to accept that things change. We can't force our way back into the kingdom. The only way back into the kingdom is Christ. So we had to come back through Christ, because the Most High even had done away with it. That's like us trying to say, I'm still going to keep my covenant with the Most High, just like the rest of the Hebrews, trying not to believe in Christ and just trying to still come back and deal with the Most High. No. You have to deal with Christ and come through his way. And I'm going to show you what he did, and that you're not better than him. I don't care how healthy it is for you to do it. You can do that. But what I don't want you to do, and what you're making a mistake of doing, is bringing a doctrine with it. You're no different than the letter group who's saying, I'm this, I want to be this. Okay, be that. Be that in the closet. Don't come out of the closet trying to bring other people in the closet with you. Do that because that's good for you. And if you do eat meat and sometimes you need to take breaks, there's nothing wrong with that either. There's nothing wrong with that. But we are not going to bring doctrines with it. That's the only thing I'm saying. That's the only reason why I'm even bringing this. We're not going to bring doctrines with it. That's the only thing I'm trying to say. Because we had to eat the Passover lamb. Regardless of what you... TKO, boom. TKO. Yeah. I'm just joking, man. I got these people crunk out there. Anyway, all jokes aside, don't bring the doctrine with it, okay? So let's go to Genesis 3 and 21. Let's go to Genesis 3 and 21. Listen, I'm going to hit you with some. You like, I didn't even think of it like that. Because you should have been sitting down and studying and listening to the lessons of the elders. Okay? Straight up. Genesis 3 and 21. The first sacrifice had to be made after the sin of Adam. I'm going to give you all the basics. This is just the basics. This is not even high knowledge. Unto Adam also and to his wife did the Lord Most High. You're not supposed to say Lord. Okay, I'll say Most High. Did the Most High make coats of skins and clothe them? So we dealing with the Hebrews who's picky about everything as if they have everything right. Because they're not eating meat, and because you shouldn't say Lord, because his name is this and that. His name is not none of that. But we trying to stop y'all from this small petty stuff that have nothing to do with salvation. And you're wrong about too. So they actually had to make skins. Where did they get the skins from? Did the skins just float out of the sky? No, because that's something that actually had the skins. So let's look up the skins in the Hebrew. Let's go. Let's look at Genesis 3 and 21. We're going to look it up in the Hebrew. Those skins was not made of plants. Okay. It says H5785. Skin as naked by implication, hide, leather, skin. These skins were made from an animal. The Most High allowed an animal to be sacrificed for Adam's sin. Somebody had to die for Adam to live and to continue the seed that would now have the same curse that he had, which now they even had to eat flesh like him. Because he was now kicked out of the garden and could not just eat just those herbs. He now had to eat this meat. The animals now had to hunt and kill one another until we come back and prove ourselves to get in the kingdom through Yeshua. Right? That's all I'm saying, guys. I'm not here to boast and do this. You know, all jokes aside, honestly, I'm here to help you to understand that you are beating yourself up. You can, for the Passover, I can give you a meat the size of... I can give you a meat the size of an ant to eat if you don't like meat, but at least you still taking part of the sacrifice. You can get the meat the size that an ant can carry. But some people is like, I can't have it in my body. Okay, that's on you. But we gonna follow the Most High. We not following no people. You can't eat milk, because it got this. Let me tell you, that cow is eating the wrong thing. That's why he has so much mucus like that. And guess what? You have something inside of you to detox if you're eating the right things. Even if some mucus comes, you're gonna have mucus even without that. If you get cold air, mucus is gonna produce in your body. What are you talking about? Our bodies are used to living in room temperature, but as soon as we start hitting on cold air, mucus starts to form. Did you know that? Without even drinking milk. Boy, let's go. Revelations 22:2. I'm jumping there for a reason. Okay? I'm humbly jumping there for a reason. In the midst of the street of it, and on either side of the river, was there a tree of life, which bare 12 manner of fruit, and yielded her fruit every month. And the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations. So now, if Adam didn't sin, this is what Adam would have been eating from continually. You see, there would have been no reason to go and eat the flesh or the meat, is what I'm saying. So as you see, when we go back into the kingdom, you have that. But there did still exist such a thing as angel's bread, which is manna. For those people who say, you shouldn't be eating bread. Well, there's angel's bread. Manna dropped in the desert. So maybe you shouldn't be eating bread then. Okay, but I'm going to eat what the Most High says is good. Okay, so we're going to go now to Genesis. No, it's not Genesis. We're going to go to Deuteronomy 12:6-15. Let's go there. Boy, this is about to get fun. This is about to actually get really fun. Deuteronomy 12:6-15. Follow me. Okay. I know I'll be joking and having fun with you guys so y'all can relax through the week. But, this is still a serious matter because some people are actually going to lose their souls over stupidity and pride. Don't forget, no one can enter into the kingdom of heaven with pride. Okay? So let's still stay focused. All jokes aside, we have fun, but we still really want to help. We're here to gain people and help them. And those who are not supposed to be a part of the flock, they will eventually just spread off with that mess. They can go, you understand, like, rest in peace to Dr. Saber. They go smoke their weed, do all that, with all that stuff they want to do. With these different doctrines of you shouldn't be eating this, God didn't make this. I'm going to eat whatever I read in that Bible, that's what I'm going to eat. And you can eat what you can eat, and I'm not going to say nothing against it. All I'm going to ask you, do you want some salt and some black pepper on them vegetables? Just don't bring no doctrine with it. Okay? Because you can't say you ain't supposed to be eating salt, because the Most High, I can bring you that scripture right now. I'm not going to jump to it. I'm going to get it, though. For those who say we shouldn't be eating salt. You got some of them, too. Deuteronomy 12:6. And thither shall ye bring your burnt offerings and your sacrifices and your tithes. Is that not meat? Is that not cooking? Because some people say we shouldn't cook our stuff. It's a lot of things that I cook and I don't cook. I eat them fresh and I cook them. Why do I need a doctrine for it, though? That's the thing about it. Like, why do I need a doctrine? Here I'm reading the Most High himself telling us to cook something. How do you burn something? Fire. You burn something with fire. And your sacrifices and your tithes and heave offerings of your hand and your vows and your freewill offerings and the firstlings of your herds and flocks. And some of them who talk about tithes, he said, bring your burnt offerings and your sacrifices and your tithes. Yes, some tithes was some food you grew in your garden, but guess what? They also had silver and gold. Because here it's saying, and thither you shall bring your burnt offerings and your sacrifices and your tithes and the heave offerings of your hand and your vows and freewill offerings. So, and your charitable offerings that you just want to give for charity. Man, y'all better stop it. Okay. Let's go to verse 7. and there shall you eat before the Most High your God. You shall eat that meat that you're telling everybody not to eat. And you shall rejoice in all that you put your hand unto, and your households wherein the Most High wherein the Most High thy power hath blessed thee. He blessed them to eat this stuff. You shall not do after all the things that we do here this day. Every man whatsoever is right in his own eyes. Let me read that again. This is the problem. Ye shall not do after all the things that we do here this day. Every man whatsoever is right in his own eyes. This is the problem with the children of Israel. You think you're right when the elders taught you. Once you start doing a little studying, you think you're right in your own eyes and in your own mind or heart. As if you trying to teach the elders now who taught you, who you wouldn't have not even known the truth. Not saying that they're just, or we're just the ones or the special ones who only know something. No, but you have no humility and honor as a servant to your elders, man. That's all I'm saying. It's saying you want to do right in your own eyes. Just follow what the Bible says. It's telling you can eat meat right here. So I'm killing this vegan and vegetarian thing. Okay? Anyway, verse 9. For ye are not as yet come to the rest and to the inheritance which the Most High your power giveth you. But when ye go over the Jordan and dwell in the land which the Most High your power giveth you to inherit, and when he giveth you rest from all your enemies round about, so that you dwell in safety, then there shall be a place which the Most High your power shall choose to cause his name to dwell there. Thither shall ye bring all that I command you. He's telling you to bring what he commands you. What is he commanding them to bring? What the people are saying don't eat? Burnt offerings. That's meat. And your sacrifices. That's meat. Your tithes. Okay, whatever that may be, plants or money, to the priest, because we have to make sure the Levites were taken care of on the outskirts. So just how he's telling you to make sure you're taking care of the leaders or the Levites who service with the Most High for the people of Israel. Don't forget, you still have to do the same thing to the priests of the Most High and to the leaders and the elders. Why? Because these are the people, your shepherds. You don't have a flock without the shepherds to lead them. Now we're a nation of priests, but there's still order and leadership that you still have to abide by. Okay. Verse 12. And you shall rejoice before the Most High, ye and your sons and your daughters and your men servants and maid servants and the Levite that is within your gates. For as much as he had no part nor inheritance with you, take heed to thyself that thou offer not thy burnt offerings in every place that thou seest, but in the place which the Most High shall choose in one of your tribes. There thou shalt offer thy burnt offerings, and there thou shalt do all that I command thee. Next verse. Notwithstanding thou mayest kill. They're committing animal cruelty. You are too, because when you take that watermelon off of that vine, watermelon don't last that long. It can go rotten. It's alive. Tobacco even is alive. It puts out some type of chemical of tobacco to actually stop insect from harming the plant. That's in the documentary I'm telling you to watch. It's alive. They communicate. As soon as you cut it, you're killing the plant. You kill too. He told us here that we can kill to eat. So get off of that doctrine talking about you killing poor animals. You're killing the poor plants, because I'm a gardener and I know that they're living. Okay. You can actually, if a plant gets cut, you can actually put peroxide on it, aloe vera, tape that thing up, and it's going to heal that thing. It is living. I've already done it. All right. Yeah, it's good for y'all to go learn these plants, because they're living, guys. Let me tell you, these people are out of their minds talking about this mess. And most of the vegans don't even know how to grow their own food. So when the stores close, when everything shuts down, they don't even know how to grow their own food. They used to buying it from the I'm buying this watermelon. And yeah, and a lot of that watermelon you buying, you don't know, you're buying seedless watermelon too. So stop trying to be hypocritical to people. I'm not telling you what to do with your watermelon and all this, but look, you trying to be a hypocrite, but they ain't got no watermelons year round. So some of that watermelon you buying and juicing is seedless. but it still has the benefits for you, right? So because if it didn't, you wouldn't be eating it. You see, this is the thing, man. You vegans and you vegetarians, you're eating chemicals, all of the flavor enhancers. I can take oatmeal and make like meat and all that, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I eat some of that stuff. I eat the bean burgers. I eat all of that. But we killing the doctrine tonight. That's all we killing. We're not killing that good old recipes that y'all be making. I love them. I love them for those who can cook. Because some of it who turn to vegetarian, that thing or vegan be tasting like air. Okay? Some things you need meat to flavor. Okay? We killing the doctrine. We putting it to bed. We putting it in the grave. Okay? So let's go to verse 15 again. Notwithstanding, thou mayest kill and eat flesh in all thy gates. What did he say? Oh my goodness. Where is all of these people who is telling us to do that we can't do what the Most High is telling us? Deuteronomy 12 and 15. Notwithstanding, thou, he's talking about you, mayest kill, that you can kill and eat flesh in all thy gates, wherever thy soul lusted after. Fried chicken, beef barbecue ribs, yeah, finger licking baked chicken, and with all of them same herbs that y'all eat, and parsley and all that, with all that salad, all of that with it. We need that too, because we know that we need those things to help us to digest that meat. We need the fiber. We need the K1. We need all of that. So you can bring that vegan dish too. We need that too. We're not saying we don't need that. We just don't need the doctrine. That is false. We're going to do what our God tells us to do. You can take that back to Buddha or whoever, them Asians over there. They eating white rice and pork. They eat pork, shrimp, lobster, and rot. However they be saying it, and tiger's paw. And they worship the dragon. So whatever doctrine y'all got from over there, kill that thing over there. Keep it over there. Okay? So, we back in 15 at the end of 15. Okay? According to the blessing of the Lord thy God, which he hath given thee. He gave it to you. The unclean and the clean may eat thereof, as the roebuck and as of the hart. So the roebuck and the hart is a male deer and is a female deer. Verse 16, only ye shall not eat the blood. Ye shall pour it upon the earth as water. That's why he's telling us to cook it, because we were not allowed to eat the blood. So when you're telling us we can't cook it, or some of you guys are being like the heathen, you put that steak too quick on both sides and there's blood still in there, you're not an Israelite. Okay? So yeah, you ain't an Israelite, you ain't a Judite, you ain't a Benjamite, you a Benjamite be. Okay, because we don't eat the blood. So we gotta cook it. So we can't listen to you talking about I like my steak this way. Okay? Yeah. Just keeping it real with y'all. Verse 17. Thou mayest not eat within thy gates. We already read that we can eat all of those things, but we want to hear what it's talking about, I guess, for the unclean and the clean. What you probably asking, Elder, but what does he mean by the unclean and the clean can eat it? I'm going to go to Numbers 9 and 10 really quick to show you. Let's go to Numbers 9 and 10 really quick. We have to eat the Passover. Okay, that's the lamb who was sacrificed for us as Christ, so we would not have to keep killing innocent animals. But even though we're not killing innocent animals to sacrifice, we still have to eat them until we get back into the spirit to eat the spiritual food in the kingdom. Okay? All right. I'm still here. Okay. Yeah. Numbers 9 and 10. Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, if any man of you or your posterity shall be unclean by reason of a dead body, or be in a journey afar off, yet he shall keep the Passover unto the Lord. Because if you was to bury a dead body in the wilderness, you were unclean until the evening. If you dealt with your wife, you was unclean till the evening. If you did this or that, you was unclean. If you was a leper, you was unclean. But it's telling you right here how important the Passover is. Because even if you were unclean, what does it say? Once again, yet he shall keep the Passover unto the Lord. What is the Passover? Well, we eat lamb, bread, we drink wine, and we eat bitter herbs. We eat the herbs too. Those herbs that you're talking about, we eat those herbs. And I know some of y'all might, I'm going to take him out. All of this. Hey, that's okay. Condemn your soul and free mind. You would just let me rest in the bosom. Okay, and you would condemn your soul. Don't do a suicide mission. Have I become your enemy because I tell you the truth? I'm not talking to you about eating what the Most High said is good. I'm telling you, you're not right by bringing the doctrine because you're wrong. That's it. Okay? I'm not letting none of my people feel bad for eating what the Most High told them they can eat. Okay? So, verse 11, the 14th day of the second month at evening, they shall keep it and eat it with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. So for those who say we should be eating bread, we should be eating bread. We should be eating the right kind of bread because it has, you understand, it's a slow, complex carb if you eat it the way the Most High meant for it to be eaten. If you eat the right kind of wheat, which is whole wheat, it's a complex carbohydrate which will slowly digest and slowly give you the nutrients like they're supposed to. Okay? This is a fact. This is a proven fact here. That what the Most High said is good. The herbs is good too. I'm going to keep saying the herbs is good. You're right. You're right about that part. You are definitely right about that part. We use them to season up that meat. Okay? Verse 12. They shall leave none of it until the morning, nor break any bone of it. According to all the ordinances of the Passover, they shall keep it. Why did we not break the bone of it? Because we have some people who's confused by this too. Who's saying, hey, we should be eating the kidneys and, organs. You talking about proper Israelites. So that means we should be eating the head too, right? That means the bile. Because we know the Passover, we could not cut open the Passover. We had to roast it as is. So that means we're roasting the eyes, the private parts. That means we're roasting all the inner parts, the guts, all the blubber. The blubber is usually when we sacrifice to the Most High, the blubber was taken out. The caul above the liver, the kidneys, right? All of these things were taken out. The bile, all the green. The acid that's used to help us digest food, all of this was taken out. But during Passover, why did he tell us not to take it out? Because some of you are teaching the wrong thing to people. I know we used to eat liver and dirty rice and all that. I know we used to eat all of the filters. When you take a water filter, you guys know what you see in the water filter. I don't care if you bleach it. Look at the sludge that's in it. You can never get everything out of it. That's what a liver is. That's what a kidney is. The liver helps you to produce bile for the gallbladder. Whew. Let me tell you. Have you ever seen a lamb slaughtered and all of that stuff coming out? Is the Most High telling us to eat all of that? Learn how to eat your daily bread of what the Most High is talking about for the Passover. Would we not just cut around it? If you've ever roasted something, you cut around the nasty parts. You cut around it. Just because it's cooked inside, you cut around it. Do we eat the head? Do we eat the eyes? Because in Egypt, they had all of they had the male parts in the little freezer section too, stuffed with rice. Straight up. I'm like, what y'all finna do with that? They stuffing that thing with straight rice. Are we supposed to eat all of these things? Is that the only time the Most High is telling us to eat it? No. We would do the same thing as we did for the normal sacrifice. That's what he's saying here. Watch. I'm going to prove it to you through the scriptures. We don't eat unclean things that filter out trash just because they have nutrients. The animals go, a lion eats that. A dog eats that because that's where the nutrients are processed before they're sent into the digestive tract. You ain't dealing with no with no beginner here. The animals eat those things because the organs are more healthier than the meat for animals. See, because you need to get rid of these stinky things on the earth. So the Most High has certain fowl like buzzards to come down and to eat dead animals to clean up the earth. He has things like carnivores who come to eat those nasty little parts, right? So they're not just laying around on the earth. There's a purpose for everything, guys. The male lion will take the organs and the females will eat the meat because the organs have more nutrients. But for humans, we're not animals. We're not animals. So I got to, the meat eaters who's too greedy for meat, now we got to prove them wrong too. That we're holy people. What do? We're going to prove to you and read to you that the Most High said burn those things. So no different on a regular sacrifice that we actually cut the blubber, because if you eat blubber, you're going to have a straight heart attack. That fat, the little fat that's on the steak is different than the blubber that's inside, coated inside of the gut, guys. That means that you eating the chitterlings and up in there, you eating the lining and intestines too then. Why you choosing to eat the liver and you ain't choosing to eat the rest of the stuff? See? You don't make any sense. I'm breaking it all the way down in detail for y'all tonight. Because we got these little doctrines around for people trying to seem wise, when the elders is the one that's supposed to be teaching everybody. See? Everyone wants a little platform to be wise. Let me tell y'all. Just stick with the Bible. Let's go. Numbers 9 and 12. They shall leave none of it until the morning, nor break any bone of it according to the ordinances of the Passover shall they keep it. And I'm going to show you why they didn't break a bone, because that represented Christ's bones not being breaking when he died on the cross. So you didn't messed up the whole Bible by telling us the only day he told us we could eat that. No. It was a significance about that. I'm going to read that prophecy about it. Okay? Just like the unleavened bread. We normally ate bread that was leavened and unleavened. But for sure we had to eat unleavened bread because we were in a rush during the time of the Passover. There was significance. It was a shadow of things to come for Christ. Not that day you can just eat like the Gentiles eat a bunch of trash that they left over us in captivity and slavery, chitterlings and stuff. That's what they would throw to us. You mean tell me all of a sudden the Most High telling us we can eat that? Right? So once again, they shall leave none of it until the morning, nor break any bone of it according to all the ordinance. Which part will we not leave? We would not leave, of course, some of the meat you wouldn't eat. That's what y'all think it's talking about, but it's not talking about that. You won't leave the head because you don't eat the head. You won't leave the hooves because you don't eat the hooves. You won't leave the tail and guts and intestines. You burn the same stuff you burn in a regular sacrifice. Are y'all hearing me today? This ain't got nothing to do with being cocky. We're putting all of these false doctrines to rest with ease because it's just right here. Okay? We can't be commandment pickers. Let's just follow it as it's written, guys. Let's just follow it. Even the same show. Let's read it again. But the man that is clean and is not in a journey and forbear it to keep the Passover. You got to keep the Passover with the ordinances that come with it. Eating the bitter herbs. You understand? Drinking the wine. Eating the meat. Eating the bread. Even the same soul shall be cut off from among his people. I didn't say it. Because he brought not the offering of the Most High in his appointed season. That man shall bear his sin, or woman. My goodness. You ought to be ashamed of yourself trying to be over the Most High himself and Yeshua himself. Trying to teach your people and sway them instead of just letting the elders be the teachers. And if you did it in a mistake, it's okay. Repent, turn away, and let's keep it moving. We're supposed to wake up the sheep and keep them. Not be eating, you know what I mean? Not be eating filth. And if you didn't know, it's okay. Today you learn to keep yourself holy and clean. Because that's no different than now you eating shrimp, crab, and lobster, which eat all of these bad things in the sea. These things are processed through these organs. You take them out and you burn them. That's what's left over, the things that we would not eat in a normal sacrifice. I had to say it again. Okay. So let's go to, all right. We was at Numbers, excuse me here. John 19 and 31. I had to reiterate a few things because, I mean, this is long overdue. The elders put it out, and we just got to put the nail in the coffin tonight. It's long overdue. The elders been putting it out for the last 13 years. John 19 and 31. Okay. And we got a good video. Y'all know I bring y'all the videos and I show y'all and calm y'all down a little with a nice little video. But I got to kill. I told y'all I was going to kill this little doctrine. Because these people is like kind of like little trolls always coming around trying to spy out your liberties of what the Most High told you that you can eat. When you're not going in there finding out what type of vegetables they eating. Let me see. What I said we at? 1931. Okay. John 19 and 31 says, the Jews, therefore, because it was the preparation that the body should not remain upon the cross on the Sabbath day. For that day was a high day, the time of the Passover. Besought Pilate that their legs might be broken and that they might be taken away. 32. Then came the soldiers and brake the legs of the first and of the other, which was crucified with him. Okay. And I don't need some of you just because we didn't break the legs to feel like you can't get no lamb with legs broken. We have grace now. The main purpose is the meat, eating the lamb, the significance now of eating the lamb. So use your grace that you have if you can't get a whole lamb. You understand? You got, so don't, I'm trying to tell y'all, stop being so overzealous and over righteous. You're going to get lost. There's plenty of times we couldn't get a whole lamb. We got to get the bones cut to put it on people's plate. You got too many people and we're in captivity to have the finances to do everything the same way our people did in the scriptures. We're not in the land of Israel with all these things yet. Okay. I'm just trying to teach y'all that part, right? So let's go back to verse 33. But when they came to Yeshua and saw that he was dead already, they brake not his legs. Okay. So, matter of fact, let's go 32. Then came the soldiers and brake the legs of the first and of the other, which was crucified with him. But when they came to Yeshua and saw that he was dead already, they brake not his legs. But one of the soldiers with a sword pierced his side forthwith and came thereout the blood and water. Right? So we did, that signifies the blood coming out of when we do a sacrifice. We can't eat the blood. We're not talking about drinking the blood at the communion. And his bones not being broken. That's what that was, of why it said don't break the bones and just to roast it and you understand, and don't boil it. Sodden means to boil, right? Sodden. So we had to roast it. We didn't break the bones because it was a significance of Christ. I just wanted to bring that precept to you guys who's thinking that you was able to eat these organs and blubber and all this stuff that's inside of that's unclean, okay? So I just wanted to bring that for you guys to help you with that if you've never seen that precept. All right. Let's go to Psalms 34 and 20, just really quick. Y'all follow me here, please. Make sure you press that like button if you're just coming in. Psalms 34 and 20. Gotta clear my throat. Do I got a little tea? I forgot I had me a little tea and water here. I love our sisters. I gotta give them a shout out, Sister Zam, and and all the rest of my sisters over here. They gave us these leaders these cups a while back when they had like a little. They threw us a little surprise leaders little party. We didn't even know it was coming, man, and they showed that respect and they love to their elders. This is what this thing is about. So yeah, appreciate y'all again for that. Just want y'all to know that. Psalms 34 and 20. All right. Psalms 34 and 20 says, let's go to 19. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivered them out of them all. He keepeth all his bones, not one of them is broken. Booyah. That's the prophecy showing you why we roasted the lamb whole and why we didn't break the bones, because it was a prophecy and significance of Christ's bones not being broken. Not so that we can go now and eat kidneys and liver and bile and blubber and intestine. You see what I'm saying? That's not why, and chitterlings and all of that stuff. You see what I'm saying? So are there things that's on sausages that's lawful that they keep them in wrapping? Yes, but we're not eating what basically what I'm trying to tell you is that we're not eating unclean things, okay? So that's just the main thing I'm trying to show you guys. We do understand that sausages, you got lamb casing and all of this. We understand that. We understand that you take the animal for survival situations and use the leather, and that you can use some of these things for different things. We understand that you can use the horns and all these things, but we're not eating the head of the brain and all that. We're not eating all that. So those things, after the Most High said, don't leave nothing left, you would burn the head, you would burn all of these things that we don't eat with fire. That's all I'm saying. Elder, do you eat cow skin? If there's skin, what do you mean skin? There's skin on the chicken. I eat the skin on the chicken. So, I mean, the leather, they usually skin the cow and they leave the meat. But I eat chicken skin. I sure do, fried and crispy. Okay? I don't think I'm eating no leather. They don't even sell it like that. So I don't even know what type of question that's for. I mean, be honest with you. And I'm not trying to be funny. I just don't. Is eggs okay to eat? Eggs is in the scriptures when it talks about the hen. Okay? Chickens is lawful. So that their eggs will be lawful too. Okay? Do you know piano keys is made from elephant tusks? No, but praise the Most High. You can use the animals' things to make different things. That's what they're made for. We use the goat skins and certain things to make tents. So we talking about eating right now. All right. So let's you understand. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus 30 and 25. And just remember, there's certain foods that's supposed to be cooked and certain foods that you can juice and do things. But just remember that those juicers and stuff did not exist. There's nothing wrong with using it now. But when we try to be saying, you should juice this, you're supposed to juice this, well, I do this. Well, you're saying that now because you have a juicer. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you always try to find an excuse to tell somebody that they can't do. Because why am I saying that? Because you're saying, well, all of the food's supposed to be eaten raw. You get, okay, well, you can't eat a sweet potato raw in the past without a juicer. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Drink my little water. Give me 1 second. Do they have cow skin, Elder? Listen, you are confusing me right now. Honestly, you are totally confusing me. They use the leather from cows to make boots and belts. So if you're talking about the skin, I mean, that's on the cows, I'm confused. I'm totally confused. Do you eat cow skin? Listen, whatever's left on the cow after they take the hide off, that's lawful to eat. That's what I eat. Cow skin is used in. I don't really eat a lot of African dishes, so I mean, I have eaten fufu before. So, and I'm not saying I don't eat them because they're bad. I just don't eat a lot of them. I really eat soul food and things that's over here. So maybe one day I'll be able to taste some more of them. But I've only really eaten fufu. So. But I'll tell you this, they're going to have to prove to me a lot of things. I got to be around them some more because I had a best friend who was African, but they don't believe in deodorant and certain things. And I'm just saying, it's just, and I'm not trying to down my own people, but it's, I've been around them a lot, and it's some unclean ways that they have. Not all of them. I'm not talking about everybody. I've been around some nice, clean people who's even in this church, and I've eaten their food. But a lot of the normal local ones have taken the ways of the Hamites. That's what I'm saying. They've taken the ways of the Hamites, which is what the Most High said, learn not the way of the heathen. And a lot of them haven't even been putting no seasoning on their food and all that. I've seen them eating monkey and bush meat out there. I don't really deal with all that. I deal with some clean type of West African food. I've eaten that before, okay? So one of my doctors is actually West African. So she's a nice, clean lady. But some of the ones I've been around, they just don't want to put, like the scripture says, anoint themselves, calm. They have to do all these things. They don't have nothing to do with them being broke. I used to have a best friend, and a lot of them would put on nice clothes, and you'd be like, what's that smell? It's just like, I don't want to eat. That makes me not want to eat something from somebody. That's just me keeping it real. That's no down on nobody. That's just me keeping it real. Like, why would I want to eat something and come with, like, that's like me getting in someone's car or going in their house and it's filthy, and I'm supposed to want to eat that just because they're my people. I don't roll like that. So all people from Louisiana can't cook. I got to find the talent of the cooks in each family. So if you get your feelings hurt by that, that just means like, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? And that's no down. I don't disrespect people like that, but I have to speak the facts. I used to tell my friends like, yo, what's up with my sister? Why she ain't like, y'all supposed to be the queens? Like, you know, what's going on? They don't even care. They talk loud, you know, real loud and all of that. That's their culture, but I'm going to stick with my culture. I don't deal with the Hamite culture because there's still Hamites that live in West Africa that our people have taken Benjamite food, that Haitian, that Issachar. Other than that, I'm good. So I don't really go around trying everybody's stuff unless I look at them a little bit, you know, see what's going on. But let's stick on point here real quick. Let's go to Exodus 29 and 13. See, some of y'all I don't be fake with this stuff. I don't, you know, and I'm keeping it straight respectful. Because sometimes, you know, our brothers will come from over there telling us we need to do it their way. And if you've been around them like me, I don't think we should do it their way. I like some of the customs and things they keep, but a lot of them over there know that they're Hebrews, but they're not pushing this. So, like, why would I follow that? No. You can get you a nice, good woman from over there from being under her family, and the culture, you know, is respectful and they stay together. That part I like. There's the good things, how they dress and keep. That part I like. But it's a lot of them I've been around. I'm not, you know, a lot of them is in other countries saying Africa is so great, but how is it so rescued us? So I really just want to, I'm thankful for where I'm from right now. They should be thankful for where they're from, and the Most High is bringing us all back together as one stick together, and we can keep our mind on Christ, and all those differences can kind of just get weeded out. So I don't even focus on this type of stuff here. Okay. Exodus 29 and 13. Every chance I get, I'm trying to wake them up. I love my people over there, but that don't mean I'm going to eat everybody food just because I love you. I ain't even get with my wife until I figured out if she can cook or not, period. Straight up. That was like a big thing. Exodus 29 and 13. And thou shalt take all the fat that covereth the inwards, and the caul that is above the liver, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat that is upon them, and burn them upon the altar. But the flesh of the bullock, and his skin, and his dung, thou shalt burn with fire without the camp. It is a sin offering. Once again, but the flesh of the bullock, and his skin, and his dung shall burn with fire without the camp. It is a sin offering. Okay? So, all of these things that we wouldn't eat, the Most High is telling us where to put it and what to do with it. outside of the camp so that the camp would not be unclean, okay? Exodus 12 and 9. We're going to Exodus 12 and 9. For the people who say the doctrine of, we're going to kill this doctrine of eating everything raw. It's done already with this scripture. It's just done with one scripture. Exodus 12 and 9. Eat not of it raw. Okay? The Most High is telling you right here. Eat not of it raw. Nor sodden at all with water, but roast with fire. We can cook things because we need to kill the blood. Take the blood out of it. But roast with fire his head and his legs, and with the perchiness thereof. That means with all of the inside still in there. This is the Passover lamb, because it did not want us to break the bones of Christ. It was representing the significance of not really tarnishing the body of Christ. That's what it was about, guys. Okay? And thus ye shall eat it. Sorry about that. And you shall let none of it, verse 10, and you shall let nothing of it remain until the morning, and that which remaineth of it until the morning you shall burn with fire. Don't forget, that's all the things that we normally didn't eat in sacrifices. The Most High would never tell you to eat something unclean. And thus ye shall eat it with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand. And you shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover. So the unleavened bread and the Passover were cooked in a rush. We did not have time to cut it and carve it and do all of that. It was the significance of not breaking Christ's bones and keeping him pure. Do you guys understand why it was done that way now? We had to eat it in haste, and we still took out all of the bad stuff and burned it later that we didn't eat. Okay? We can talk about all the questions later. I can't read. There's no way I can read the questions while I'm teaching to get through the lesson in time. I'm sorry. So I will what you can do so I don't miss your question is when the question time comes, you can reiterate the question again, and I will answer it later if you don't mind. Please press that like button though if you can, so other people can come and learn. Right? Let's go to Ecclesiasticus 30 and 25. Ecclesiasticus 30 and 25. Because there is such a time that sometimes you need to, maybe if you're a person who's a glutton of meat or you're overeating meat, where you can feel like you want to throw up at night or you can't sleep, it's taking your sleep away. That's why we're going to this scripture. Ecclesiasticus 30 and 25 says, a cheerful and good heart will have a care of his meat and diet. So regardless if you're eating vegetarian, vegan, or meat, no matter what you're eating, you need to study to show yourself approved, looking at the labels. You need to understand how to absorb certain things like turmeric. You need to use black pepper or a fat to absorb turmeric. Other than that, you're not even absorbing the turmeric. You see what I'm saying? You need to understand how vitamin K2 works in D3 and calcium. You cannot even absorb calcium in your body without vitamin D3 and K2. You can't even do it. You have to study to understand. That's what the scripture says. A cheerful and good heart will have a care of his meat and diet. To absorb iron, you need to be eating vitamin C. But if you eat kale, it has both of them. If it's too difficult for you, find those things that have both of them. You see what I'm saying? To absorb sulfur, you need vitamin C. Y'all still talking about cow skin. Lord have mercy. Boy, I tell you, children of Israel. Lord have mercy. I'm trying to figure out where some of these questions come from. Ooh, boy. Yeah, let me tell you, boy. Ooh, Lord have mercy. Anyway, let's stay on subject, please, guys. 1 Kings 19 and 4. I got to get back on the vegans for a second. We listen, when I say we're going to put it in a coffin, you know how they put them 6 feet deep? We're going to put it 144 feet deep. I gotta keep killing that thing. Right? Because I know some of y'all trying to find some scriptures. You can't find none. You ain't going to be able to find none after this. You will never be able to find none ever in your life. Unless it's from another book. Because I'm starting to think that some of y'all worship different gods. Because if God told us and the people in this book that they can do it, what God do you worship? If that's what he's telling us we can do, we're gonna show you that you worship other gods. 1 Kings 19:4. You either worship other gods or you worship yourself. Okay? But he himself went a day's journey into the wilderness and came and sat down under a juniper tree. And he requested for himself that he might die. So Elijah wanted to die because he was going through a lot with Ahab and Jezebel, right? Hungry, running from Jezebel, hiding all over the place, really not eating like that. Okay, let's continue it. And he said, "It is enough now, O Lord, take away my life, for I am not better than my fathers." That's how you guys need to start thinking. Even Elijah himself, he was a Gadite, right? Elijah was a Gadite, and he even was humble enough to say, and he was powerful. This brother's raining fire down from heaven with the Most High, through praying to the Most High. But he was humble enough to say, I'm not better than my father. Some of you learn from the elders, and all of a sudden, guys, you are, better than your elders who've been here from the beginning, trying to help you. You have turned like, right, Korah in the wilderness. Some of you are already Korah before you get to the wilderness. For something simple that don't even have to deal with salvation, just learn how to follow order. Obedience is better than sacrifice. So you can sacrifice and start to join the truth, but obedience is better than some knowledge or something that you're trying to kick and bring. And if you don't want to follow man, you follow that same man every day who's giving you a paycheck. Period. You're following that police officer. You're following that president of the United States. So you're following man anyway. You might as well follow the man of the Most High who can get you into the kingdom of heaven. Right? So let's go to 19:6. And he looked, and behold, there was a cake baking on the coals and a cruse of water at his head. And he did eat and drink and laid him down again. And the angel of the Lord came again the second time and touched him and said, Arise and eat, because the journey is too great for thee. And he arose and did eat and drink, and went in the strength of that meat 40 days and 40 nights unto Horeb, the Mount of God. It just said he went in the strength of the meat. God sent an angel to give Elijah meat. He didn't give him no flowers. He didn't give him no herbs. He didn't give him no cilantro, because he would have fainted on the way to Sinai. I don't think none of us is better than Elijah. He just said he wasn't better than his forefathers. I'll read it again for you. 1 Kings 19:8. Right? And he arose and did eat and drink and went in the strength of that meat. No different than Jacob, who was cooking stew of lentils. And then it tells us in the New Testament that it was meat in there. For some of us who say, well, that wasn't meat. He just said cake on there. No, it said, yeah, that's meat. As a matter of fact, some of the bread that they bake, they put meat inside of it too. They still do it overseas in the Middle East right now. Boy, you better listen to the Most High, my sister or my brother. Okay? And I ain't done. That's just Elijah. Okay? So you think the Most High working with you though. Because you ain't eating meat, you feel like you better than even Adam and Eve, huh? Because you bringing yourself back. We weren't supposed to eat meat in the beginning, so guess what? I'm bringing myself back to the Garden of Eden when they got kicked out of the garden. So how you bringing yourself back? Anybody who come through another door is a thief and a robber. Huh? You think the Most High rain no fire down through you because you eating some vegetables? I eat vegetables. But you telling me I'm not supposed to eat what the Most High told me I can eat, huh? I'm going to show you who else ate it. And you're going to be like, you're going to want to cry. And it's okay, because I'll pray with you. Like TTK, I will pray with you. And I'm serious. I will pray with you. Okay? Let's go to Genesis 4 and 5. I see some people who've been in the church for so long and they brung, and I'm like, what did you hear that at? Who told you that? Lord have mercy. Who told you couldn't eat meat? What I thought when I came in, that's what I said, Lord have mercy. That's going to make me have to kill this doctrine. Genesis 4 and 5. Let me show you the sacrifice that these people who's teaching this is giving. And they may not know, but they going to know today to get up out of that spirit. Genesis 4 and 5. But unto Cain and unto his offering, he had no respect. Right? And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. But guess what Cain was bringing? He was a tiller of the ground, and he was bringing vegetables. He was bringing vegetables. And guess what type of vegetables? He was bringing the inferior fruit and vegetables when you read in the book of Joshua. He was picking the good stuff for himself. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to give the Most High this. I'm going to keep that for me. But the Most High sure took Abel's lamb. Okay. All right. Let's go to Leviticus 10. Let's go to Leviticus 10. For people who try to do things another way, like Cain, like Nadab and Abihu. For people who try to do things a different way, like Korah, who try to find their own way through their own righteousness, like the Most High said don't do. Let's read in Leviticus 10 and 1. For you who try to say we supposed to be doing this and y'all shouldn't be doing that, like you on another level. You're not deep, you're shallow. Right? Leviticus 10 and 1, and Nadab and Abihu, the sons of Aaron. And these are the sons of Aaron. These were the sons of Aaron, the high priest. Still got punished. So when we think we're on another level just because we done found some scriptures, you talking about the sons of the high priest. The Most High don't have no respect of persons. Are you kidding me? Because you know the Bible. You talking about the people who used to serve him in the tabernacle. Leviticus 10 and 1, and Nadab and Abihu, the sons of Aaron, took either of them his censer and put fire therein and put incense therein and offered strange fire before the Lord, which he commanded them not. And there went out fire from the Lord and devoured them, and they died before the Lord. Are you kidding me right now? Do you see this double-edged sword that we reading? Do you see this double-edged sword that we reading? Are you sure you want to contend with the devil's butter knife? And then that butter knife is straight bent. Are you sure you want to come and deal with this double-edged iron sword of Christ? We got to stop doing these things and focus on Christ and the kingdom and loving our brothers and sisters and being thankful that we have certain things in captivity, like juices, like refrigerators, like showers and all of these things. We're focusing on the wrong thing. You want to eat that happily. You can come sit over there with your brother and sister, eat that thing, say, I ain't eating that meat today, and you drink that wine on your side. You know, we all eat and we get along just fine. That's how it's supposed to be. We shouldn't be arguing over telling somebody, you need to be like me. You need to celebrate your Sabbath like this, and you need to do this and do that. You got people who's telling people that they can't turn on a stove that takes less than a second to turn on because it's lighting a fire. When you actually go out and learn how to start a fire, how much work does it take to gather sticks in a fire? That's work. You sweating, you musty, you got charcoal all on you, dust. That's work the Most High didn't want us to do, because that's break your back work. But hitting that stove real quick to make some tea or a quick egg, what are you talking about? That's no work. Y'all know what it is in tabernacles to feel that work. Boy, y'all better stay out that Jubilees or you're going to drown yourself. We Christ. We filtering through Christ until we can get back and transition our people. Right? So they died, man. Let's go to verse 3. Then Moses said unto Aaron, this is it that the Lord spake, saying, I will be sanctified in them that come nigh to me. and before all the people I will be glorified. And Aaron held his peace. So Aaron lost his own children. The Most High don't care about your feelings. He only cares about us doing what he tells us to do. He didn't care about what Aaron was talking about, man, what you ain't have to do. He didn't even care about none of that. He's a straight boss, sitting up on a throne of consuming fire. You do what I say or else. And we're made in his image, and he has leaders. So guess what? If you don't listen to his leaders, that line will be split in the wilderness. And all of those people who didn't feel like they couldn't follow Moses, it's okay. We're not here to fight our brothers. The Most High said he's the judge. Vengeance is mine, said the Lord. And he swallowed them up, guys. And they went straight to hell for thinking that their way was right. And we always going to be having some Israelites who's like this. We can't stress about it. You got to demand your peace. Keep it moving. Don't give their little videos no views. And then they're going to go away. Don't sit down and have no conversation, because let me tell you, when we were street preaching, I'm gonna put this is on the side. Now we street preaching, right? Last week, some brothers come in. I'm seeing this brother on the look on his face and all that. He's coming forcefully and looking like he's having a bad day. Let me put this to y'all of how some of y'all be in this same spirit of these Christians. I'm seeing the spirit on this brother. He's coming around. He's asking, who's the leader of the church? Everybody pointing to me. Of course, I didn't want him to point to me because I'm like, Lord, I do not feel like dealing with this person. And I got a message. He got his Bible. I got a message to deliver you from the Lord. I'm like, brother, what are you talking about right now? I done lost my earpiece. Excuse me. What are you talking about right now? So I'm giving ear to the brother to be polite, right? So he's starting to go into some little thing he's talking about. And one moment here. One moment. Lord. He's starting to go into some little thing he's talking about. And he's talking about, this church down here is the only church delivering souls of God. Oh, here we go. I knew we was getting, he looked like he just getting off of work too. He's some type of prophet, but whatever. Right? Not that we can't work and do the truth, but they be acting like they just fell from heaven. So then he's saying, you understand, what was this brother saying? He was saying, y'all preaching some truth. I've been hearing y'all preaching some things. Here we go. Once you hear that, y'all preaching some things, but. And so he's trying to continue. And I'm like, I know what the scripture says. Avoid foolish questions and strivings about the law. I got to avoid that. I got to follow what the scripture says. So I'm still trying to be respectful, because this is my brother. We're on the north side of Houston, the ghetto, the north side, highways and byways of our people. But he's trying to continue this thing. And at this point, I got patience, but let me tell you, he's trying to get close and he's trying to forcefully. And, I got the security in Houston is all swole, so for whatever in his mind, not that it's about the flesh, but everybody is like, yeah, I got a football team. Let's just say that. So he just blinded by that part, that they could just pretty much just Rottweiler to Chihuahua this dude. So I got Big Johnny. Big Johnny just naturally just sit like this. It's like he can't even move his arms. He walk like Tyrannosaurus Rex. It's like he do his little push-ups like that. That's how swole this dude is. So he's right by Big Johnny. And I know Big Johnny's losing his patience too. So I'm telling him, brother, I'm like, listen. At this point, I said, with all due respect, brother, why don't you go ahead and do your work of Christ? Because we're here to try to teach the gospel too. And I'm talking to him like this, right? Because it's vain if we coming against each other. So I'm like, go ahead and do your little work, right? And he said, no, I got a message to deliver from the Lord. How does he know that I'm that one? He said, because I need to talk to the chosen one. I'm like, brother, we all chosen around here. What are you talking about? You chosen too if you want to be and follow Christ. Because we could have told him this person is the leader of that person. You would have had the wrong message. So this is my thing. Because after I told the brother, I said, listen, brother, I'm not interested. Then this brother going to tell me, it don't work like that. I'm like, see, at this point, I said, brother, I'm not interested. So Big Johnny looking like, elder man, just, and I'm like, so Quadam comes out and say, hey, can we just take your number and call you? Of course, we ain't finna call this brother. We ain't calling this brother about no nonsense. And that's what helped the situation. Quadam said, can we just call you? And it wasn't going to be none anyway. It was going to be that we told him, you got to go and we can deal with it through email, whatever the case may be. But Quadam said, can we take your number? And the brother ended up moving around. But it was just crazy, because if you really was sent from the Most High, you would have already knew who the leader of the church was without knowing his name. You see, you would have been waiting on us knowing we was coming to that spot, brother. You ain't no man of God talking about that. You was straight off. So you can take your off self and get off with that doctrine and go teach that down the block somewhere. So these are the type of people that we kill in this doctrine today. The same spirit. You would already knew where we was. You don't need, you know what I mean? We could have told you somebody else to lead it, and then you straight off. You see, listen, own righteousness. My goodness. Anyway, let's, before we go into this video, we're getting ready to go into this video here. Genesis 18:1. We're pretty much done with this. We almost done. Genesis 18:1. Let me tell you, boy, y'all need to write all these scriptures down. Anybody ever come with this? Hey, knock them out the box, Rick. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Genesis 18:1. Okay. The angels ate meat too, by the way. Since you're better than the angels ate meat. The angels are spiritual beings, and the angels ate meat. Since you're a vegan or vegetarian, and you're telling people of Israelites that they cannot eat what God said that they can eat, when we just read it, that he says, when you go to your land, you can eat whatever your soul lusted after, as long as it's within the law. Angels ate meat. Really, Elder? The angels ate meat? You sure right, Miss Sharon Brown. I'm going to prove it to you today. Watch that. See, a lot of people, they don't eat. Y'all got to get y'all study game up, but tonight we're going to help y'all. Okay? Genesis 18:1. And they enjoyed it too. Right? And the Lord appeared unto him in the plains of Mamre, and he sat in the tent door in the heat of the day. And he lifted up his eyes and looked, and lo, 3 men stood by him. And when he saw them, he ran to meet them from the tent door and bowed himself toward the ground. So this is Abraham bowing to the angels. Okay? And said, My Lord, if now I have found favor in thy sight, pass not away, I pray thee, for my servant. Because Abraham, we got to be men like Abraham. He had that hospitality. Okay? Let a little water, I pray you, be fetched, and wash your feet and rest yourselves under the tree. And I will fetch a morsel of bread. We shouldn't be eating bread. Now, does eating white, empty carbohydrate type of bread store empty fats? Yes. And empty sugars? Yes, it does. But if you're making your own bread, you have to restore that bread and put the nutrition back, or get you some whole wheat bread, organic whole wheat, not the GMO whole wheat. And then the bread is lawful again. That's the type of bread they were eating in that time, just so you know. Okay? So the angels ate bread. The same bread that the people are telling us that we shouldn't be eating. My goodness, the angels are eating bread? All right. And and I will fetch a morsel of bread and comfort ye your hearts. So comfort your minds. After that ye shall pass on. For therefore are ye come to your servant. And they said, so do as thou said. So they're like, yeah, go get that bread. And this is not manna. Abraham didn't have manna bread. He said a morsel of bread that he would make. And Abraham hastened into the tent unto Sarah and said, make ready. She had to make this bread quickly 3 measures of fine meal. So he needed that heavy wheat to be grinded fine. Knead it and make cakes upon the hearth. So make cakes upon the little oven, upon the little stove that they use. They used to use little rocks and stuff for stoves, right? Like how you can make you a little brick oven and all of that, right? That answered my question on restoring bread. All right. So anyway, Genesis 18:7. And Abraham ran unto the herd. Here you go. Y'all ready? Press that like button and get ready. And Abraham ran unto the herd and fetched a calf. Hold up. Let me give me a little drink here. He fetched a calf. What's a calf? It's a cow. It's a baby cow. Okay? And fetched a calf tender and good. Ooh, he said tender and good for them angels. and gave it unto a young man, one of his servants, and he hasted it to dress it. What does dress it means? Slaughter it, cut it up, cook that thing, and give it to the angels. Who you telling the Israelites they can't eat meat, but even the angels is eating the meat today. Okay? Genesis 18:8. And he took butter, because people saying we shouldn't be eating butter. When butter, eating healthy fats, helps you to burn fat. Eating healthy fat helps the body to produce the correct cholesterol and not the high cholesterol. Oh my goodness. They were so much in order with the Most High here. They eat meat. Let's show you, just so you can say I'm not just saying to myself. Let's not jump to conclusion. We got to read the scriptures as they say. He took butter and milk. Oh, they drinking milk too. That milk with that mucus, huh? And milk and the calf, which he had dressed, and set it before them. And he stood by them under the tree, and they did eat. And they licked their fingers. Now it don't say that part, but they did eat that meat. The angels. Are we better than the angels who have powers to come and help save us every day? Another TKO. It's done. Okay. All right. Matthew 26:17. For those who think that they shouldn't eat Christ's Passover, we already read that part, but we'll read it in the New Testament too. We'll read it in the New Testament. Y'all probably didn't know. Listen, y'all probably didn't know what y'all was getting yourself into today. I came in here with the hat on and all that. Listen, I had to take the hat off because I knew it was going to be a sword fight. A sword against a wooden stick. Matthew 26:17. Y'all better get in that Hebrew Bible Academy, because that's they dropping higher knowledge than this, because this is the basics. This is the basics. Y'all just jumped over this. Okay. Matthew 26:17. The Passover with the disciples we shall discuss. Now the first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Since you're not better than the angels, we're going to show you you're also not better than Christ, who also ate meat. Christ ate meat in the flesh and after the flesh. You heard me? In the flesh and after the flesh. Watch me. You see the trolls coming on with this dating site garbage. Yeah, get them up out of here. Now the first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread, the disciples came to Yeshua, saying unto him, Where wilt thou that we prepare for thee? Listen to the words. Where would you like us that we prepare thee to eat the Passover? Where do you want us to prepare the lamb for you to eat, Christ? For those of you talking about, I don't eat meat, but you're going to eat it on the Passover. Even the size of an ant. Something that an ant can carry. It won't hurt you. Okay. Let's continue. And he said, go. Now he's telling them, he's agreeing to it. That means he's agreed. And he said, go into such a man, go into the city to such a man and say unto him, the master saith, my time is at hand. I will keep the Passover at thine house with my disciples. When the scriptures told us in the Old Testament to keep the Passover, since Christ did not do away with the law in the book of Matthew, we will keep it according to the ordinances. Not every ordinance is of the actual sacrifice, meaning that we don't do the sacrifice part anymore, but we still would eat that actual lamb. Okay. 19. And the disciples did as Yeshua had appointed them, and they made ready the Passover. So they had to get the lamb, kill the lamb, put it on the place with the bread and the herbs. Okay, so this is what you should already expect to be done if we're continuing the same ordinances of the past. And the disciples, now when the evening was come, he sat down with the 12. And as they did eat, he said, Verily, I say unto you that one of you shall betray me. And they were exceeding sorrowful, and began every one of them to say, Lord, is it I? And he answered and said, He that dippeth his hand with me in the dish is the same that shall betray me. He's dipping his hand in the dish with Christ. So what is Christ doing by putting his hand in the dish? He's eating. That's what you do when you put your hand in the dish. Are you going to tell us he wasn't doing that? Because somebody tried to, all these people who fall off the truth try to tell you he didn't eat the Passover. It's telling you already multiple times here. And if that ain't enough, I'm going to show you that he ate it in the afterlife when he came back from the resurrection. He ate meat again. Okay? So, verse 24, the Son of Man, let me see. 1 second. Let's go to verse 26. And as they were eating, that means everybody, even Yeshaya. Yeshaya took bread. He's still eating because he's taking bread. He's not just skipping over the lamb. He's eating the bread and the lamb. And blessed it and brake it because they prepared the Passover lamb. And brake it and gave it to the disciples and said, just like people trying to say it's some virgin birth when he came from Joseph. Stop it. And brake it and gave it to the disciples and said, take, eat. This is my body. Okay. And he took the cup and gave thanks. Okay. So he's going into that, but we just wanted to show you there that he actually ate the Passover, the bread, and everything else with his disciples. Okay, let's go to Luke 24 and 36. We got to speed through these so we can get through this video. We're going to save the best for last. One moment. Luke, what did I say? Luke 24 and 36. Let's speed through these really quick. We do this. 24 and 36. This is after the resurrection. Okay, after he died and came back. For those vegans out there who think that they're better than Christ, telling the people that they shouldn't eat meat, I have to keep reiterating it over and over. I have to keep showing you how foolish it is to say such a thing. He ate it in the flesh, and after, in the spirit, he ate meat. Just wait. Or you just don't believe in the Bible. And that's okay. Everyone, God gave free will. So if he gave you free will, don't be like the letter group. Keep that stuff in the closet over there. Okay. 36. And as they thus spake, Yeshua himself stood in the midst of them and said unto them, peace be unto you. He told them shalom. But they were terrified and affrighted and supposed that they had seen a spirit. And he said unto them, why are you troubled? And why do thoughts arise in your mind? Why is he telling them that? Because they may be losing faith because he had died and came back. Behold, my hands and my feet, that is I myself. Handle me and see, for a spirit had not flesh and bones as you see me have. Okay? And when he thus spoken, because he is in his everlasting body now. And when he thus spoken, he showed them his hands and his feet, because don't forget that they had nails in them. And while they yet believed not for joy and wondered, he said unto them, here's the big thing that the vegans and the vegetarians will hate. Y'all ready for it? Christ's words are in red. He himself asked for this after the resurrection, when he came back to visit the disciples. Dun, dun, dun. Let me stop playing with y'all. Let's read 41 again. And while they yet believed not for joy and wondered, he said unto them, have ye here any meat? He didn't ask for any parsley. He didn't ask for any oregano, even though that stuff is good to put on the food. He didn't ask for that. He asked for meat. He asked for meat, guys. He's in the everlasting body and he's asking for meat. Are you better than Christ? Don't you ever come out the side of your mouth to tell an Israelite again they cannot eat what the Most High had called good. Not good, but good. The sweet savor that he said to put salt on. He said, sprinkle that, mingle that flour in that meat. See? Don't you say it, because Christ must think that it's good, because that's what he's asking for. Have you here any meat? And they gave him a piece of, we supposed to be eating raw food. We ain't supposed to be cooking our food. Are you better than Christ? We ain't supposed to be drinking no liquor, no wine. Everything is in moderation. Don't overeat meat. Don't overdrink. Everything is in moderation. Don't overdrink too much water. Your body's only 70%. Verse 42, and they gave him a piece of broiled fish. Is that not cooked? And of an honeycomb. And he took it. He didn't just give it to him because some people, well, he didn't eat it. Let's read it. And he took it and did eat before them. In an everlasting body, after dying, he comes back to ask for meat. He's eating broiled fish, and he did eat before them. Okay. All right. What's that we got to go to here? John chapter 21. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. We supposed to be not cooking our food. You see, this they done made up so many things as off and trying to sound deep. You can't get baptized again for that one. Let me tell you. Because you shallow. We should have put you deeper in that water. John 21:1. After these things, Yeshua showed himself again. Okay, again, he's showing himself again. After death, he's showing himself again. I hate to do it. I hate to do it. But I got to do it. I got to kill it, man. Please write these down. Please hit that like button. If there was 3 like buttons, hit them right now. Please. See, they say honey is allegedly not vegan either. After these things, Yeshua showed himself again to the disciples at the Sea of Tiberias, and on this wise showed he himself. There were together Simon Peter and Thomas called blank, and Nathanael and Cana in Galilee, and the sons of Zebedee and 2 other of his disciples. Simon Peter said unto them, I go a-fishing. They say unto him, we also go with thee. They went forth and entered into the ship immediately, and that night they caught nothing. So they didn't catch anything. You know how it can be when you go fishing. But when the morning was come now, Yeshua stood on the shore, but the disciples knew not that it was Yeshua. Don't forget, this is still after. All right. Then Yeshua said unto them, children, have ye any meat? We will never be better than Christ. Anybody trying to come through another door is a thief and a robber. You have to eat the Passover. I'll read it again for you. The second time. John 21:5. Then Yeshua said unto them, children, have ye any meat? They answered him, no. And he said unto them, cast the net on the right side of the ship, and ye shall find. So if you don't got no meat, I know how to get you some fish. Okay. They cast therefore, and now they were not able to draw it for the multitude of fishes. So the Savior himself is telling them to get meat. You telling them, don't eat meat. He's telling them, go get that meat out the sea. And he gave them a multitude of it, by the way. Okay. Anyway, they cast therefore, and I'm not saying this, guys, for people to be meat gluttons. I don't eat that much meat. I eat meat, though. You know what I'm saying? I eat it. I'm not telling you to be a meat glutton so you can be overweight. You got to care about the health of your body. I eat a lot of vegetables. I actually love more vegetables. I love vegetables. I'm just saying we cannot bring a doctrine. That's all I'm saying. All jokes aside through this show. They like, don't try to get humble on us now. But I gotta bring the truth, though. The truth shall set you free. And you can understand why we love fried chicken from when it said mingle it with the flour and that good old olive and coconut oil and that G butter. Anyway, and he said unto them, cast the net on the right side of the ship and ye shall find. They cast therefore, and now they were not able to draw for the multitude of fishes. Therefore that disciple whom Yeshua loved said unto Peter, It is the Lord. Now when Simon Peter heard that it was the Lord, he girt his fisher's coat unto him, for he was naked. Meaning he was not fully naked. He had naked like his boxers were on, okay, with his shirt off. And did cast himself into the sea. And the other disciples came in a little ship, for they were not far from the land, but as it were 200 cubits, dragging the net with fishes. And soon then as they were come to the land, they saw a fire of coals there. Hold up now. Here we go. And fish laid thereon, and bread. That's what Yeshua had over there. Okay. Yeshua said unto them, Bring of the fish which you have now caught. So I could put that thing on there too. Simon Peter went up and drew the net to the land, full of great fishes, 153. And for all there were so many, yet was not the net broken. Yeshua said unto them, Come and dine. Come on and eat this fish with me. And none of the disciples durst ask him, Who art thou? Knowing that it was the Lord. Yeshua then cometh and taketh bread, and giveth them, and fish likewise. This is now the third time that Yeshua showed himself to the disciples after he was risen from the dead. So when he had dined, Yeshua said unto Simon Peter, okay, so now he's going into where he says, make sure you feed my sheep. He's talking about now spiritual meat. Okay? You can't be better than the angels. You can't be better than Christ. You definitely can't be better than the Most High who gave the commandment overall. Your doctrine in this end time is done. It has been closed. I don't care how beautiful your face look. It can look beautiful. Keep it beautiful. But keep it that stuff for you and stop bringing it to your other brother or sister. If they want to do what the Most High told them they can do. Okay? 1 Corinthians 8. 1 Corinthians 8. Y'all had to sit here tonight to get this because this is going to be a lesson of history that no vegan can deny or come against ever again. Y'all had to sit here tonight to get it. And if you got to go to work, make sure you watch the rest tomorrow. Y'all hear him hating Kanye, huh? Let me tell you. Let me tell you, boy. Woo. After this tonight, I don't know. Anyway. 1 Corinthians 8:1. We're not going to focus on the part where it's talking about idols. We're just going to focus on the part where it's talking about neither the better am I if I eat meat, or neither am the better am I if I don't. Okay? All right. One moment. 1 Corinthians 8:8. But meat commended us not to the Most High. For neither if we eat are we the better, neither if we eat not are we the worse. Your choice is what was given from the Most High, but you got to follow the Passover. If it works for you and it's keeping you healthy in your older age, or if your body needs that and it don't need that, you do that with the thanks. Give thanks to the Most High without bringing the doctrine, because it's working for you. It may not be working for this dude who's some big warrior who eating vegetables and can't protect the Most High's flock. He needs some protein sometimes so he can protect the Most High's flock. He can't be walking around like a pencil, and he's supposed to be looking like a security. You see what I'm saying? So, well, they got plant protein. Yes, they do. I actually sell vegan protein, and I prefer, the person who eats meat, I prefer vegan protein because of the gas that comes from the whey protein. I sell whey too, but whey works for some people. So I prefer vegan protein. So I eat both. I eat vegetables and I eat meat. So neither are we the better if we eat one or the other. I had to bring that out at the end to show you guys. This is not about you wanting to eat vegetables or thinking you're on some high level. It's just, listen, eat it and be quiet and be thankful. The only time you should open your mouth is when you're thanking the Most High instead of saying, you need to come eat this and eat that. This is about being thankful. What the Most High called good. Both of the things he said we can eat. Ezekiel 3:1 and 4. This is what we should really be focused on. Outside of just the flesh. Fighting each other. Ezekiel 3:1 through 4. This is what we really should be eating. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, eat that thou findest. Eat this roll, talking about the scroll, talking about these words, talking about Christ, the word of the Most High. Eat this roll and go speak unto the house of Israel. So I opened my mouth and he caused me to eat that roll. That's the roll we need to be eating. Christ, his word, not focusing on spying out people's liberties. Like you're not on a higher level, guys. You are not on a higher level. You're not going to make it into the kingdom first. Enoch is in heaven and Elijah, but you ain't. You still got to work like the rest of us and come through that same door. Period. Revelations 10:8. I hate I had to do it, but I've been wanting to do this a long time. Because I can't stand when somebody comes in this thing and trying to think they deep. Because you know you're an Israelite. And I don't care who don't like me. I'm here to do the work of the Most High. Me and my elders, we don't care about that stuff. I'm not losing no sleep over that at all. Trust me. Any exposed videos don't get watched. You ain't exposing nothing but yourself, that you're not a follower of Christ and you don't love your brother. You should be doing the work. Who watches grown men talk about other grown men? That's not Christ. 1 Corinthians 8. Sorry about that. Revelations 10:8. Sorry about that. And the voice which I heard from heaven spake unto me again and said, Go and take the little book which is open in the hand of the angel which standeth upon the sea and upon the earth. And when I went unto the angel and said unto him, Give me the little book, and he said unto me, Take it and eat it up, and it shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be in thy mouth as sweet as honey. And I took the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it up, and it was in my mouth sweet as honey. And as soon as I had eaten it, my belly was bitter. And he said unto me, Thou must prophesy again before many peoples, nations, and tongues and kings. No different than what we just read in Ezekiel. Isn't that a way to end it out of what we should be focused on? Like when the Passover comes, you guys is trying to find out all of these things that got leaven. Oh my goodness, the pasta. Oh my goodness, the eggs. It ain't talking about none of that. You guys join Christ and don't even know what this thing is about. The whole Bible is telling you what it's about. You putting yourself under bondage of something we ain't even there yet. And we still in captivity, trying to act like we in the land of Israel with all this money to be able to do all of these things. None of y'all got no cows or lambs. We need to be focused on trying to build that body to get those things. We walking around with nothing, trying to judge people with nothing. Only a fool opens his mouth and he don't, you know what I mean? He don't have nothing. Trying to say something. That's the time to listen. That's the time to listen. Get the leaven out your heart, like Elder Dale is saying here. Right? Ephesians 5:1. And then we got one more scripture after that. We're going to that video. It's only 26 minutes. It's not no 45 minutes, but it's a great video. You don't want to miss it. But I had to do this. I had to do this. Next week, I'm just going to give you some updates on the ranch here. One moment. Ephesians 5:1. I'm on my East Ward here. One moment. Be ye therefore followers of God as dear children, and walk in love, as Christ also had loved us, and had given himself for us an offering and sacrifice to the Most High for a sweet smelling savor. No different than the sacrifices which are a sweet savor unto the Most High. The greatest sacrifice is Christ. Let us not focus on who can eat the most vegetables or who can eat the most meat or whatever. Let us focus on Christ. Man shall not live by bread alone, or any meat, or any food, but by the words of the Most High that proceeded from his mouth, which is his Son. That's what we should be focusing on, not trying to divide. People, a nation divided cannot stand. Yes, I killed the doctrine. Yes, it was fun, but ultimately it's to gain those who may be still able to save their souls and not walk around with pride that shall not be able to enter into the kingdom of heaven. Matthew 4:4 says it. We don't really even have to go to it, but we will. But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of God. Let us not focus on only what we eat. We know we got to eat to survive. We know we need to have our daily bread, and we need to structure it correctly, like we read. But we can't be arguing about vain things. The devil divides. Notice the people who eat meat ain't going to the vegans to try to tell them they need to be eating meat. Yeah, because sometimes they may get angry because you're coming over here telling them they need to be eating vegetables. So they sometimes get tired because the Most High told them they can eat that. You never hear them coming over there. Now, we don't want to fight fire with fire, but I brought scripture tonight to show that you can eat whatever you want to eat according to Leviticus. All the rest is mess. All the rest is mess. And no, I'm not an Illuminati because I did this. This has something to do when you go to college about speech. Making a point. Okay? Don't you even think no crazy mess like that. Some people will stop the video. You seen that? Simple before a day was made. So we're going to end that there. And then now it's time for us to go into the video. And I hope you guys wrote it down. I hope you hit that like button. I hope you learned. Don't hit the like button because of me. Hit the like button because we need to get this information out so people can be well studied and prepared when they're trying to gain souls, or even when they're trying to fight against the devil and the dark forces that may try to sway them for things that ought not matter to the Most High. If he said that Christ can eat meat, even after the resurrection, if he allowed that, if he allowed the angels when they came on the earth to eat meat, if he's consuming the sacrifices, even after Adam, he still had grace on us, guys. That's all I'm saying. Okay? So let me go now into the video for you guys. Give me one moment here. Give me one moment. So, let's see here. Yeah, just be patient. It's coming. It's almost there. Okay, so let me make sure I got this. I'm not going to put myself on the screen. I'm just going to put this whole thing on there so y'all can see it. And I don't really need to give any commentary. You can really just watch it. One moment. I'll just take my, oh, okay. I'll do it like that. Let me take myself off. One moment. All right, y'all ready? Here we go. Shalom, everyone. It's Elder Rawchaa from G.O.C.C. Houston, back with another segment of G.O.C.C. Media. Now today we have someone from the West Indies, from the tribe of Benjamin. We have Sister Shauna. Okay, so we're at Sister Shauna's house today. Okay, and she's going to be showing us what you guys requested mostly was, what was it, the curry chicken?
Yes.
Okay, so the curry chicken, right? So she's going to show you her fine way to make this good old curry chicken. So we're going to follow her around the kitchen, and we're going to do it, you know, home style, make you feel right at home. So we're just going to follow her around. I'm not going to be in the way, you understand, but she's going to show you how she does it. So make sure you grab all of your, you understand, your spices, all, you know, grab your chicken and whatever you need so you can possibly follow along, okay? And then when you guys cook it and try it out, please come back to the comment section and let us know how it came out for yourselves. So first of all, let's just introduce Sister Shauna. She can introduce herself to you all. Where are you from, Sister Shauna?
I'm from Jamaica. I was born and raised in Kingston, Jamaica.
Oh, you from Kingston. I only know the movies about Kingston, right? So can you tell us something about Kingston that is maybe something that us from American tribes may not know?
So Kingston is the city, and you know, people used to go to Kingston to party. That's where like the parties are found.
Okay, all this what they call it, dance hall,
That's
you know,
it.
music and all of that. Yeah, so we also want to you know, just let you guys know we appreciate all the support and all that you guys have been doing. We've been getting great feedback and great comments, right? So I'm not gonna hold you guys up too long. We're gonna get straight to it, right? So we can get that good old flavor inside of us, right? We are people of flavor. We know the scriptures tell us that the Most High says, "Suffer my sacrifice not to be without the salt of the covenant," right? The covenant means an agreement. So the Most High is saying, don't you play with me and bring me no plate that don't have no spices and no salt on it. Or it's going to be a Cain sacrifice. So anyway, let us get started. You understand? And I'll come back later and tell you how this thing is tasting.
So here I have the spices laid out. I usually cook with mainly natural ingredients. I don't shortchange it. I don't put no spice enhance or nothing. So this is as simple as it gets. And it's just all about how you just let your food take its time and cook and get all the herbs in it. So this is one of my favorite seasoning. It's the Mrs. Dash, the original blend. It's all natural herbs in it. There's nothing that, you know, is any alarm in it. I like to cook my curry chicken with coconut oil because curry has a bitter taste, so just to not make it so potent when being eaten, you know, the coconut kind of let it has a more milder taste while the seasoning in it. And my curry powder, it's from Jamaica. So as you see, the Jamaican curry powder here in America, and I think in other local stores you can find this because it's like exported all over from Jamaica. This is the closest you will get to it being authentic, you know, because some other spices, you know, can throw it off. So if you really want to get the Jamaican curry taste, you want to stick with the Jamaican curry powder. So here is a whole chicken washed with lemon and vinegar and ready to be seasoned. Usually I don't measure because I've been cooking like since I was 11 years old, so this is over 20 years. So it's just like second nature to me when doing it. So I'll try my best to kind of gauge the recipe for you guys, so who's not very versed with cooking, like you don't under season it or over season it. So I'll try to give it the best. So even my garlic and onion powder, even though I use the powder to season the chicken, I do use them fresh as well. So that way you get in all the nutrients because, you know, as they said, your food is your medicine. So you don't want to just eat to, you know, eat sake. You want to actually get benefits when you eat it. So I'm gonna go ahead and start seasoning my food. Let me find my measuring spoon. I'm gonna use this. It's a tablespoon, so you guys could get the ballpark of it. So I'm gonna put my dry seasoning, the garlic powder. I try to just sprinkle it all over. With that, I'm gonna do 2 of it. And then my onion powder, I'm gonna do 2 as well. I really love my food tasty. I don't like food just, you know, so I make sure. This is parsley. I'm not gonna put a spoon in it, but just a sprinkle, just so I could get the benefits of.
It's soul food, just in another tribe. We gotta have that food
like
tasty.
Main ingredient that needs to be
not just no salt and pepper,
you know,
like what they be serving in the restaurants.
This is my Mrs. Dash. I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4 Mrs. Dash. I like to clean up as I go along. So here. This is Jamaican pimento. It's good for like if you didn't eat for a long time. So like when you eat the food, you don't feel bloated or, you know, any gas pain. So I like to put the pimento in my food usually. And you don't need a lot. So this is just like 7. And then my black pepper, just a little. Because the Mrs. Dash do have a little spice in it. And you don't want your food to be all spicy. People will not enjoy it because it's just nothing but spice. And let me measure my salt. So the Mrs. Dash did not have any salt. Garlic is not really salty, the onion powder. So I'm gonna put about, and this is pink salt. I'm gonna put 2 of it. 2 tablespoons. It will not be salty, so don't think it's too much salt because the chicken, when you're gonna steam it, it's gonna spring water. So if you undersalt it, the water is just gonna make it really fresh, and then you're gonna have to battle with trying to flavor it at the end of it if you do a taste. So don't worry about it. It may look like a lot of salt, but it won't. And if it's too salty, you can always add a little water. This is a little ginger. I like to put ginger in my food as well because, you know, it's an antibiotic. And I just like to feel very comfortable when I'm eating, like all. So that's all, everything I put on it before I put my curry. You don't want to kill it with too much curry because remember, curry's a little bitter. You may not like it. So I'm going to do 3 tablespoons of curry. That's it. So I've put everything that was on the counter. Very straightforward ingredients. You don't need too much. And now I'm gonna mix my chicken so all the herbs now could be mixed in on it. I did not go to cooking school. In my culture, it's very important that the young girls know how to cook, and they didn't really like say, here, come, this is what you do. They just say, go to the kitchen and make this, and you're just in there like, what? And they're like, it better come out right too. So, you know, you try, you just like, that's when your common sense really got to kick in. Okay, I can't put, you know, nothing brown on this chicken because it should be curry. So, you know, it's just really, that's what comes down with, like, when you getting into the cooking, like, which spices really would work for this recipe too. So there's no like big wrong or right. Everybody cooks different, and everybody's food don't taste the same, but all about how you know, do it. And if you're cooking it with love, I'm sure it will even come out better. So I like to put my food together because I do feel like a good get together is good food, you know? Everybody just eating and having a good time. So when I'm cooking, I put my all into it. So this is my chicken with all my herbs on it. So now we're gonna go over to the stove. I'll bring this. And this is my pot. I'm gonna turn it on so it could get hot. My coconut oil. So once my pot is hot to a level, I'll put my oil in it. This is my fresh herbs that I already cut up. This is the garlic. I'll tell you how you do the garlic. This is onion, green onions, thyme, and ginger. But this don't go till after this portion. So stick with me. Show you guys. Okay, so while my oil was being hot, here we're gonna add the garlic now. The garlic is very important. It gives the oil more flavor, so when the chicken goes in it. There it is. And then this is a very important part. We call this burning the curry. It don't mean you should wait till the curry burns, because then it will be very bitter. But this actually flavors your oil and give your chicken more color, because white curry doesn't look good on the plate. So this is a very important process we call burning the curry. You don't want to wait too long to put your chicken. I put the stove on lower so I could add my chicken. This is the chicken I'm adding.
I know y'all hear that sound. That sound good.
When I put the chicken, I stir it just so my curry that I put in, it's not gonna get too bitter at the bottom of it. So here it is. I stir it up now in the oil and the curry in the oil. It's okay for it to look like there's nothing there. You don't have to be alarmed. The fire's on low. So here, I'm gonna let it steam a little. I'm gonna leave it like this. I'm gonna cover the top for about 5 minutes, and then I'll check it in 5 minutes to turn it again.
So as I'm sitting here before my sister stirs the next, you understand that she put the spoon there and stir it. I got to show y'all some of this good old, you know, complimentary carrot juice that they have blessed me with, right? Oh, that's fire. That's fire right there. Yeah.
I'm coming to check on it. Here, I'm gonna turn it again. Do that. Because this helps to seep the flavor in. So see, the color is in. and everything. Still don't worry that there's no water. Still don't worry. Just keep your fire low. It's chicken, we gotta cook it right. So still don't worry. Once like nothing is, burning, if that was the case, we could have added a little water. But if nothing is burning or anything right now, it's okay. Okay, so let's check on it for the second stir. See, there's your gravy seeping in, because you don't want, people always ask me, how do you get your gravy to be so thick? And
ooh, look at that thing.
That's
Ooh.
it. Just wait on your chicken to spring the water. So now I'm gonna add my natural seasoning and some potatoes. Potatoes in the curry is nice. The onions, thyme. I love thyme. It just makes it smell good and taste good. Now I'm adding this. And then I usually like to just mix it in a little. I still didn't add any water yet. So I'm adding this. I'm gonna close it. Some people like their curry creamy, so you can add coconut milk, you could add some butter in it, or you could just leave it. Whichever one you choose. It still will be nice, but some people love that curry coconut taste, so your coconut milk will do it. But if you're going to add coconut milk, don't add too much, because when the chicken springs the water and then you have a lot of the coconut milk, then now you're going to be fighting to get your gravy thickened and to a level. So just measure that out. I'm not going to add any coconut to this curry right now. I'm just going to close it, and then we'll come back and check it in about 10-15 minutes to see how it's coming along. This is steamed cabbage. In Jamaica, we love our steamed veggies with our food. So this is steamed cabbage done Jamaican way. This is some chicken spaghetti. This was made by Mama Rawchaa, so this is like Judite on here. But then here's the oxtail. This is the oxtails. All the fat cut off of it, so you don't see that little, part of it. So this is just all the meat with some beans.
And let me tell you, every part of that food was good.
This is the stewed chicken. This is another favorite cuisine in Jamaica. A lot of people love the stewed chicken. Usually there's a tie between the stewed chicken and the curry chicken. Sometimes people just take both on their plate. So, and this is the rice and peas with our coconut milk, thyme, scallion, ginger, all that. In Jamaica, if we don't get rice and peas, on a Sunday, we're not happy. We asking our mom, is everything okay? Where's the rice and peas? So on Sunday, this is a traditional dish that we must have. And then this is some white rice.
So, while we sitting here waiting on this delicious food, I just wanted to introduce you guys, to the husband of Sister Shauna. It would not be right if I didn't introduce her husband, of where all this good flavor is coming from. So, this brother been with the church for a while. Could you introduce yourself, my brother?
Shalom, family. Hope everyone is good. Well, I'm Brother Tazar. First started out with a church in Jamaica. So for the Jamaican people, big up on us. So yeah, then came to America. Been in Boston for a little while. Stayed here for a few years, and now I'm here in Houston. Where the hell I got it going on?
Yeah, so he down here in H-Town, you know what I'm saying? That's no, but all jokes aside, man, it's a beautiful situations going on. We got people up in here serving us. We got one of the mothers in Christ, Sister Shaba, and her grandson up in here serving us. You know what I mean? It's just beautiful and it's very hospitable. Like I'll be talking about, you know, for the men trying to be like Abraham. This is what this brother brings all the time. He always has people over. They cooking food, you understand, and it's just peace. So even though the world may be going crazy, doing whatever they're doing, we are always supposed to be enjoying each other's time, persons, and having peace with one another, right? And I feel bad for the cameraman because he's looking at all his food, and I know he can't wait to eat, right? So we got Deacon Rawchaa Malak on the camera, right? And he is with Goldback Gorilla Production. So whatever you need to get shot, you can email him or you can IG him at what is it?
King Malak 144.
King Malak 144. Okay, so you can get with him on direct message him on Instagram. Now you know if you in another state and you need him to shoot something, let me tell you, you already know what you have to do. He gonna tell you what you gotta do. I just say that. But anyway, he got some good things coming with Elder Rawchaa, right? With Lionborn, and we got some other things coming. Can't say it just yet, but just wait on it. So yeah, I just wanted to introduce you guys to my brother. You understand? And guys, listen, this is not just the only time we're gonna be doing this. We're gonna have to bring Sister Shauna back again for another dish. You understand, if you wish. You understand. So, but I'm just enjoying this great, beautiful cabbage juice. I think what you guys said they had in some ginger and lime. My goodness, this thing is so dense and nutritious, man. So when you come over here, it's just like being with Issachar. They're gonna feed you. They want to feed you. You can try to run, but they gonna hold you by the throat and put a spoon in your mouth. Okay.
Good job. Feed the man.
But anyway, guys, I just want to introduce our brother, and he's a great warrior and great soldier in Christ. You understand? He be out there on the battlefield with us, street preaching and all of that. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the segment.
All right, let's see what's going on with the curry chicken over here. Ooh, look, see? I didn't add no water. I didn't do nothing. See? It's already coming in. Its own little gravy. Already coming in. You know? Turning it. I like to turn my meat just to make sure everything is catching its flavor. You know? It all depends on the person. Look at the gravy right here. You know? We don't really need too much more than that. But I know some people love a lot of gravy, and that's when it would come in with the, you know, extra little water or for more flavor, your coconut milk and stuff. But this is it. Just let your chicken take its time and cook. See the color looking pretty, everything. You don't need to, you know, add nothing else really to it. So I'm gonna cover it some more, give it another maybe 15 minutes to really cook, because we want our chicken to be well done. Okay.
All right, guys. So she finally got done with this amazing curry. Okay, so let's do what we do. We're gonna pray over this food and see how it tastes. Okay. Ahaya, Bahashim Yeshaya, Barak, Lakumya, Kawiyum, Bahashim Yeshaya, the water Ahaya, amen. That is, I said, I am in the name of the Savior. Bless the bread in the name of our Savior. So be it. Okay. So, let's do this thing. We got our white rice here. I'm gonna put some curry, mix it with a little bit of this rice. Oh man. I already know from the smell that it tastes good. So let's see if my senses is right. You know when I make that face. Sister Shauna, it is amazing. I see why my brother over here swole. Sitting on swole, right? What you guys think?
Oh, it's a blessing.
We already know you listen.
Right.
This joint is hit with something fierce.
That's what I'm saying. What about you, Sister Shaba?
Very good.
Very
Excellent.
good.
I love it.
So listen, guys, this is what it's about: praying together, staying together, dwelling with one another. And guess what? How, like the scripture says, how good is it? How great is it when brothers come together and dwell together in unity? We'll see you next time on G.O.C.C. Media. Shalom.
Shalom. It's good.
All right. All right. So that's what we have for you guys tonight. You see, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. I hear people already purchasing key supplements right now. Phone going off. Yeah, I couldn't wait till the show was done. But anyway, man, we going to answer a few questions and end it out because my wife is actually cooking, you know. So I smell that good old Tuscan soup back there. So yeah, man. Do you guys have any questions before we get ready to close it out? Because I told you guys we would answer a little bit of questions at the end. Let's see what we got. I'm only going to do it for 5 minutes because I have a lot of work to do tomorrow on the land, which I always do until I get it settled. So once again, I want you guys to know at the end of this, you know, it's iron sharpens iron, it's brotherly love for my brothers and sisters who's vegans or vegetarians. Please don't take it to heart because I didn't mean anything personally. It's really to those people who walk around here cocky and have pride. These are really not followers of Christ, followers of the Most High. So we just had to get it out the way and kill it. It should never be heard again, at least for those who know in this church. Anybody who you know or come across, it should never be heard again. Or if you didn't know, now you know. I shouldn't even hear this, because if I hear this and you saw me in this show, I would not even answer your question. I'd probably just look at you and tell you, hey, hit them books again, or join that Hebrew and Bible Academy, which you should anyway. So make sure for our daily bread, because that's what this show is about. How we was together with Shauna and her husband. We did things with love and joy and peace. That's what we are here to focus on. You know, blessed are the peacemakers. So let me just answer a few questions just for 5 minutes, because I'm getting a little tired, man. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, we love to see a segment of your lovely wife cooking. Well, we'll see. My wife don't really like getting on camera like that. You understand? Sometimes you guys might see her on my children's channel, YouTube channel called Lions Kids, but you know, I really like to stay behind the scenes. I do try to just encourage people and stuff like that, though. So, but anyway, how long was the curry chicken cooked for? The curry chicken was cooked for long enough. I don't have a certain time, but you know, for video purposes, we you know what I mean? When you're shooting a video, sometimes you cut things out, so we couldn't stay there the whole time, but it was cooked for long enough, and it was done like very quickly. When you're smothering chicken actually don't take that long. Like what she said, when you don't actually have to add the water, it don't take as long to cook. You're smothering it. I cook myself, but I'm not really getting on camera cooking right now because I'm trying to show other people's gifts. So you know, I'm from Louisiana, so let me tell you, boy, yeah, I've been eating spicy since I was a little kid, but we need to know how long to cook your chicken. Oh, that's why you're asking? Well, I think her chicken was cooking for at least 30 to 40 minutes. I could be wrong, but I know it was at least 30 to 35 minutes like that. Now, if you add water and all of that, maybe it's going to take longer for that water and stuff to come up out there. So, Elder, what about the ox and buffalo and tofu? I don't eat no tofu. I don't deal with that soy stuff. I'm trying to eat less soy as possible. I know people can deal with soy and make tofu, this and that. I don't even get into all that. Okay, what about ox and buffalo? You can eat ox and buffalo, though. Those are lawful animals to eat. The Gadites used to eat it. I actually eat grass-fed ox and buffalo. Very good animal to eat. Very similar to beef. Very good quality meat, by the way. Okay, you can eat that, but the tofu is lawful to eat, but I don't deal with it. If I'm trying to make something taste like meat, I'm just going to eat me some meat. Unless we just in some crazy times or something like that. Elder, ask Elder Rawchaa for my number so I can send you some Auntie BS jelly. Well, if you want to send me some jelly, all you got to do is send it here. I'll tell you where to send it. Just like they send me these clothes. 1 second here. I'm going to give you the exact address. Give me 1 moment. 1 moment. Give me 1 moment. I'm gonna send you where to send me that good old jelly, and I'm gonna get myself on video putting some of that jelly. I ain't eating no peanut butter and jelly in a long time. I'm not gonna really eat that. I don't really desire that anymore. So but 1 moment. Let's see if I can copy this instead of just typing it. I guess not. All right, let me type it in. You send it to my P.O. box here. 1 moment. 24200. 1 moment. 1 moment. For anyone who wants to send anything, that's where you're going to send it. All right. That's where you're going to send it. You're going to send it to Key Supplements. Okay, so you're going to send it to 24200 Southwest Freeway, Suite 402-209, Rosenberg, Texas, 77471, Key Supplements. So when I go into town, then I will pick it up, okay? So, and after that, you know, we can start purchasing some of your stuff if we like it. Like Elder Rawchaa said, I know you got 34 flavors, but I love what he said. You know, less is best a lot of times when you're doing things. But, you know, you can do your thing. But I like grape and strawberry. That's it. Grape, strawberry, and blueberry. But I really don't really deal with too much other than that. Not that I don't like fig, all this, but I really just deal with that. So if I got some good old biscuits my wife can cook, or my mama cook, that's what I deal with. Or some organic maple syrup or some honey. But I can add that jelly to it sometimes. Sometimes I like to have a little jelly, a little maple syrup and honey. You know, best of 3 worlds. Do I have time to get baptized, Elder? Yes, you do. Go to wherever you're from in your area, to your leadership there, or send an email and get in a baptism class. Because in Houston, I know we do baptism classes because we're not just throwing people in the water anymore. We make sure that they want to get in the water and that they understand what they're getting to. This is a contract. It's a covenant with Christ. A lot of people get baptized and then just fall off and try to do what we're talking about tonight, pull off doctrines. So you definitely have time to get baptized. Definitely. But just make sure you're serious about it. And guess what? Everything will work itself out. They say that jelly is fire. Oh, wow. The sister sell a jelly on here. Okay. Bless you, my sister. Any more questions? Because if y'all ain't got no more questions, I'm gonna go ahead and get that good old grub. My daughters love their daddy. Let me tell you, my wife love me, so they be hooking me up. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna test this shirt out. I'm gonna go hit me some chest after this. Straight up, make this shirt straight 3D, straight brew fit 3D. You know. I already tried my Lion-Born jacket on. That thing fit me nice. You understand? So, what about cheek meat? If you want to eat you some cheek meat, eat you some cheek meat. It's meat. But if you want to eat the tongue and the hoofs and all that, chicken feet and brain, I ain't dealing with all that. Most High said burn that stuff. Because let me tell you, I've been overseas in Egypt and I've seen what they have in it. It's almost like a boudin ball, but it's the male part. I ain't dealing with all that. I'm good on that. I eat tofu as soup with vegetables. There's nothing wrong with eating tofu. I've eaten it before. I've eaten it and it actually tastes okay. But I really don't desire. I actually have a pet peeve problem with Asian food now after all they serve my people. So I really have to go to I really rather go to Japanese restaurants. I really don't eat Chinese food anymore. So my wife is cold at cooking it. So I eat at home. Like the Jewish people, they cook a lot of their food at home. I do that. Or if I have to go to a quality restaurant. That beef got to be quality too. I ain't just eating any beef. I got to know it ain't no McDonald's, no Burger King. That ain't beef. That's soy. Okay, soy and humans. That's on you though. I mean, please touch on your supplements in regards to what vitamins need to go with what vitamins for absorption. Everything is already on there for absorption. Everything you need, we already covered that for you. So you don't even have to stress, my sister, my queen. You don't have to stress about that. But I can go into another time about that. But usually most of the things that we have contain bioperine, which is like black pepper, which is mostly what you need to absorb a lot of vegetables. I mean, a lot of supplements. So everything is already ready to go. Right? Auntie B, do you have an Instagram? Yes, I have an Instagram. It's called I'm a Lion, I Ain't Lying. This is where I do show a lot of fitness, health, and even just encouragement, church stuff. I'm a lion. I ain't lying. Because that's the truth. We all lions. We all lions. That's just the old saying. I'm a gorilla for real. I'm a lion, I ain't lying. Houston's southern thing. So yeah. What was the documentary you're talking about? I'll come back next time and I'll have that plant documentary for you. What an inspirational documentary. I didn't watch the documentary to prove vegans wrong, but I am a planter and I really want to understand plants. So that's why I watched the documentary. And they are living. This is not just some opinion. They are living. So for all of you vegans and vegetarians, you're killing plants too. Okay. Chinese food is really easy to make at home and it's cost effective, straight up. And you can make it, knowing the shape of your meat, how they be cutting them thighs, making it seem like they thighs and there's rat and all that. No, we good on all that. It got to be a proper Chinese restaurant and no gods and nothing. That's for me personally to go to. These people be squeezing our people dry a lot of times. So I don't hate nobody, but I really love my people. I'll say that. I just rather eat clean food. I'm not that overboard. Like I go to a place, one of these restaurants where you can cook you cook your own food and all of that. But it ain't really popping like that. It's just some basic stuff that you can just do at home. It's just really getting out for the time to have a little fun. It ain't that deep. Our people are the one who throw down. So what I want to do is I want to get different tribes of food on here. Like I said, one day when my brother's free, I'm going to have a Simeonite brother, and he has an Issacharite wife. He's my deacon. They throw down. They went to school for cooking. Just because you went to school for cooking don't mean you can cook, but they actually throw down too. So I want to get some of the different tribe food on here because I've traveled the world, and yes, I've grown microgreens, and I'm going to be growing them again. So I understand microgreens, juicing, all of this stuff. Your elder sells supplements. This is what I do. I eat healthy. And I eat me some ice cream too. So I got me some organic whole food ice cream up in there that don't cause no stomach problems with no all of that other stuff up in there. No high fructose corn syrup and all that mess. It's so clean tasting when you get that clean organic one from Whole Food. It's very clean tasting. You ain't suffering on your bed at night. Ice cream sandwiches is organic too. It ain't no artificial flavors. I don't eat that stuff. So unless I'm starving. It's different. If all I got is a bag of Doritos and that's all I can eat, I'm gonna eat me some Doritos that day. But yeah. So I went to the other side of the world, and because we only got 5 minutes left, we're gonna just stop it at 11 o'clock CST. The Italian food, I love Italian food. That's the tribe of Dan. Of course, you got white Italians over there, but we're not talking about them. So, but the problem with this is that food is like looks so good and professional, but it has no flavor. They give you some salt and pepper. I'm sitting there like, Lord have mercy. I have to start carrying me around my own spices. It looks so good, but our people is the one who got the flavor. Our people is the one who got the flavor. Don't you forget that. That Mediterranean food is clean and nice. And now I'm not saying everybody, because some of these Egyptians could cook some fish and some lamb. Let me tell you, boy, it must be the tribes of Manasseh and Ephraim who's cooking that, because a lot of Manasseh and Ephraim still in Egypt. That fish and that lamb, that grilled lamb, oh Lord, that's some good stuff. But a lot of I don't know what happened to Dan. I ain't gonna lie to you, but that food, the Italian food looks good, but it just salt and pepper ain't enough for me. Okay, yeah, a lot of them is on the isles of the Mediterranean. See, not all of them is Dan. There's a lot of Esau mixed among them. So, but yeah, regardless of which one it is, the Italian food itself, it's just missing a lot of things. So out here, when they cook it, if you go to a certain restaurant, they got that flavor and that seasoning and that cayenne pepper and that paprika. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That, yeah. When you put that Cajun pasta, that's the one I like. Italian food is overrated unless you have our people making it, to me. The pizza is really good, though. I'll say the pizza is bomb. But sometimes I have to put a little seasoning on that too. Well, you can't just say Italians, aka Esau, being Dan. No, not all of the Italians are Dan. Anywhere you go, the Gentiles are there. You go to Puerto Rico, they got Esau and they got Ephraim over there. That's not what I'm talking about. I've traveled the world to know what I'm talking about. I'll say that. The Filipino food, we got to get some of that. The shawarma sandwich from the Middle East, it is delicious if you get this no fat in there. You got to be careful with some of these Arabs, because my brothers have found cigarettes in their sandwiches and all of that. You talking about ghetto? We kingly ghetto, man. They was putting French fries in sandwiches and potato chips. So you could buy a potato chip sandwich over there. You can buy chip flavors of mustard and ketchup. I'm like, man, where they do that at? I'm like, I realized we're a kingly ghetto, because in Egypt, I'm like, I ain't never seen nothing like that. You go to the store. One thing I like about them, they understand the poor. They said you can buy single ketchup packets and single diapers. So when you hurting, you can go buy 2 diapers. I'm like, man, that's a blessing. At least somebody understand the poor. It's not only in Italy. It's the Mediterranean Sea. There's even parts. There are a lot of places. They found in what you call that place? Lebanon. They found in a lot of different places. They look very similar to Issachar and Cubans, like mixed or something like that. You can tell there are people very easy, but Dan got separated from the tribes, but they still can receive Christ. So my roommate cooks Naphtali and Ephraim food. Yeah, we got to get some of these tribes who be. Sometimes we got some of the tribes who be from the tribe but don't know how to. I mean, we was in Egypt. We had Issacharite people who didn't know how to cook Issachar food or speak the language. I'm like, man, we was suffering out there. I was missing the Issachar food. It's like to get some chips, to get corn tortilla chips was like hard to do. You had to travel to do that. That's, ooh, Lord have mercy. Anyway, we got 1 minute left. I got to get up out of here. Yeah, cigarettes. You bite your sandwich with a cigarette in there. I don't know if somebody listening who remember that, man, but that was rough. I'll tell you about some of the Egypt stories one day with Elder Rawchaa and my brother. So I got to get out of here. Some of y'all got to go to work. So, yeah, Levi, all the tribes throw down. Period. Especially when you find who can cook in the tribe. Not all the tribes can cook. The people there's certain people with talents, no different than if you're an engineer, if you're this, if you're that. There's certain people in there who cook. Need more forming. The greenhouses are being made. I got a lot more forming coming on for you, and I want to show some certain things on here, but we can see, right? But I'd rather us do it ourselves. Show the people who are already doing it. Here you got Humble Servants Homestead. I would like to see some of these people show you guys what they do and how they do instead of always going to the Gentiles, right? So shalom, everyone. Bless you and your families. Bless all my elders. Bless the few people who have passed. We have Sister Iris in the Houston body. Her sister Karen just passed. We have Sister Pakium. These are my dear sisters. Her mother just passed. We have our brother Dwayne who just passed. Rest in peace to anyone else who have just passed. Okay. Rest in paradise, and we will see them soon. Okay. So anyway, I got to go get this good old food and do my little quick workout because it's 11 at night here, and I got to still wake up early. So I enjoyed the show today. I hope you did. Make sure y'all share this. And listen, any vegan that come, send them this video. Send them this video. Elder Dale, thank you, my brother. As always, Rakar Malak. Man, bless y'all. Bless you guys, man. All right, shalom. Trying to get this good old food.